Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row, you're on your own, mate, now. That's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
Real racers never quit. Season 4, round 1 is away. There is some contact in the background. Is there a spin? There is a spin. That's Alexei Nesov to Max in P5. Unfortunately, Verstappen is now 1.7 back, and there's just nothing he can do. And I think Will Chadwick's decided, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going to go for this. I don't mind if that group of 4 behind catches up. Now look who's involved. It is an 8-way battle for the race lead. This is what we want from Real Racers Never Quit. Max there with a little touch to the back, and is that a spin? Oh, it is. Now down to P11, being caught by Dries Vanthoor and Alexei Nesov. Oh, almost a bit of touchy. And all of a sudden, Gustavo Ariel managed to make himself a lovely little home in P4 from P7. Things are very much warming up. Oh, car just disappeared. That's on the Steinbreiten. And Lullen is just about going to get it, I believe. And it's going to finish in second spot. Gustavo Ariel finishes in third. Kiter will take 4th. The top 5 then for William Chadwick.
The atmosphere is great. You're having a good time.
I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, you know, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be on.
Champion, that's unbelievable.
My big dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Nice pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Congratulations. Awesome drive.
Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row, you're on your own, mate, now. That's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
Real racers never quit. Season 4, round 1 is away. There is some contact in the background. Is there a spin? There is a spin. That's Alexei Nesov to Max in P5. And unfortunately, Verstappen is now 1.7 back, and there's just nothing he can do. And I think Will Chadwick's decided, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going to go for this. I don't mind if that group of 4 behind catches up. Now look who's involved. It is an 8-way battle for the race lead. This is what we want from Real Racers Never Quit. Max there with a little touch to the back, and is that a spin? Oh, it is. Now down to P11, being caught by Dries Vanthoor and Alexei Nesov. Oh, almost a bit of touchy. And all of a sudden, Gustavo Ariel managed to make himself a lovely little home in P4 from P7. Things are very much warming up. Oh, car just disappeared. That's on the Steinbreiten. And Lullen is just about going to get it, I believe. And it's going to finish in second spot. Gustavo Ariel finishes in third. Kiter will take 4th. The top 5 then for William Chadwick.
The atmosphere is great. You're having a good time.
I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be on. My big dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Nice pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Congratulations. Awesome drive.
Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row. You're on your own, mate, now. That's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
Real Racers Never Quit. Season 4, round 1 is away. There is some contact in the background. Is there a spin? There is a spin. That's Alexei Nesov to Max in P5. And unfortunately, Verstappen is now 1.7 back, and there's just nothing he can do. And I think Will Chadwick's decided, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going to go for this. I don't mind if that group of 4 behind catches up. Now look who's involved. It is an 8-way battle for the race lead. This is what we want from Real Racers Never Quit. Max there with a little touch to the back, and is that a spin? Oh, it is. Now down to P11, being caught by Dries Vanthoor and Alexei Nesov. Oh, almost a bit of touchy. And all of a sudden, Gustavo Ariel managed to make himself a lovely little home in P4 from P7. Things are very much warming up. Oh, car just disappeared. That's on the Steinbreiten. And Lullen is just about going to get it, I believe. And it's going to finish in second spot. Gustavo Ariel finishes in third. Kiter will take 4th. The top 5 then for William Chadwick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Real Racers Never Quit. This is rounds 2 and 3 of the 4th official running of 2024. This is the, again, the 4th official running. We had one in COVID. We had a couple during last year as well. Of course, during the Imola GP, the most famous one. But this time, we are here for some Silverstone and Mugello action. My name is Luke Crane, aka Actrol Vision. I will be the commentator / host of the show over the next few weeks. I hope I find you well. Last time out at Daytona was some exceptional racing. Today with Formula 3 at Silverstone and indeed Mugello in the Formula 4 car with a little bit of a tweak to the format as well, maybe adding an extra race in there, making it really, really spicy. We've got some exceptional racing coming your way. Let's head and check out then the overview of the championship here today and what you can expect to see. First of all though, let's check out then the hosts. We've got Redline, of course, we've got AMX and we've got Simicube and Verstappen.com. We've got 6 rounds in total with 3 car classes. The points, the top 20 will be awarded points, and the drivers, well, there are some sim races and there are indeed some real racers as well. Let's check out then the season schedule. Of course, we've already had Daytona, which was last time out. This time we are heading to Silverstone GP to start things off. So we've got Silverstone GP in the Dallara F3, and then we head to Mugello later on in the stream in the FIA F4. Again, it's 2 races in that car and indeed track. Then we head to Virginia International Raceway in the Dallara F3 for January 30th. Also, during that broadcast, we head to Motorland Aragon in the F4, so same cars we're using today. And then we finish off February the 9th at 8 p.m. at Fuji International Speedway with the GT3 class. Right, let's do a little introduction then to our drivers. If you were here last week, well, you probably would have heard most of this before. But if you are new to this championship, I'm going to introduce you to the drivers that you will see across the championship. They might not necessarily be racing today, but you will indeed see them across the championship. We have Gustavo Ariel as the top driver then, Porsche Cup Brazil champion 2022, Racing Prodigy champion 2023. He was actually spotted by Team Redline during the AMX Global Series as a talent and will be joining them as a sim driver. And actually, if you watch the Daytona 24 this weekend just gone, you'll know that he was already racing for the team. William Chadwick, 2-time Raw winner, is our next driver. Of course, last week really mixed it at the sharp end of the grid. We then got Florian Lebigre, IMSA Esports Vice Champion in 2022 in the TCR class. Sam Keiter, who was Dutch karting champion in 2007, has recently also joined Team Redline. He's the next driver on the list. Next up, though, it's Enzo Benito, that beautiful Italian. Oh, what a beautiful man he is. Ollie Steinbraten, the Fridge, is the 6th driver on the grid. He is currently the IMSA Esports 2023 GTD champion. Following him is Diogo Pinto, who has won the PESC Championship in 2022, and he also won the BMW Sim Cup last year in 2023. Josh Thompson makes his way onto the grid, the Watkins Glen 6-hour winner in 2023. He is absolutely flying this year, also getting a podium at Daytona and looks very, very strong until he had an incident last week at Daytona in the Real Racers Never Quit series. Next up, we have Gianni Vecchio, everybody's second favourite race driver. Along with Ole was the IMSA Esports 2023 GTD champion, as well as as everybody knows in the chat, the Charlotte Motor Speedway World Champion. Luke Bennett, 2023 Virtual Le Mans LMP winner and 2022 iRacing Bathurst 12 winner, along with a vice championship in the Rennsport ESL R1 Spring Cup. We then have Christopher Lullam, who was the race winner from last week. He's won many a championship as well. Alexei Nesov, who very poignantly pointed out to me that I was wrong. He did not get the power down early last week with his spin. He was not happy with my commentary at all. But Alexei Nesov is a current GT Open and Asian Le Mans Series driver. Cooper Webster is up next. He is an India F4 champion. We then have Sebastian Job, who's probably the #1 sim racer in the world right now, 2020 PESC champion. He's got 2 PEC GB championships and a current Red Bull sim racing driver. A lot of support for this driver. Next up then, Kasper Stucker. He is indeed a current F4 Red Bull Academy driver, and there were so many people that were excited to see him race last week. Unfortunately wasn't, but maybe, just maybe he's here this week. Enzo Deligny, Spanish F4 Red Bull junior driver as well. Yeah, an incredible talent. Did pretty well last week. Unfortunately, didn't get the result he probably wanted. Gabby Bortoletto, we will be seeing him later in the season. Not much needs to be said about him. He is just a bit of a legend around the open world circuit. Antonio Felix da Costa, Porsche factory driver and former Formula E world champion with 8 race wins under his belt, is our next driver. Then we have Job van Eiter. He is a current LMP2 driver in the European Le Mans Series. Kelvin van der Linde, current DTM driver with 5 wins under his belt in that series, as well as being a 2-time SP9 class Nürburgring 24-hour winner. Rudy van Buren is the next driver. He was the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland driver, and he was the original world's fastest gamer winner. If you remember that championship, you are a real OG of the sim racing world. But yeah, it was massive in its day. Antonio Giovinazzi is next up. Well, you know, of course, a Le Mans winner with Ferrari. Dennis Hauger will be joining us during this championship as well, along with Danny Junkadea. We also have Felipe Drogovic, who is a reserve driver at Aston Martin. Thierry Vermeulen, who is, of course, a DTM driver for Verstappen.com. Also in a GT3 car legendary status is Dries Vanthoor. He is a 2-time race winner in the GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup. We then have Emil Hayadal, who is a 24-hour series champion in 2021. Next up, another GT3 driver in Elias Seppänen. And finally, we cannot forget Mr. Max Verstappen, 3-time Formula E world champion. So that is indeed the drivers that will be taking part during this series. But let's check out then today's race format. So we indeed have Silverstone with the F3 car. We have a practice session, which is currently happening right now. Then we have a qualifying session, and it is just 4 laps. Basically, you've got to put your fastest time out there. It is as simple as that. That will indeed sort our grid out for race #1. And then the race is 30 minutes long. Everybody is on the same setup in this race. And I can tell you right now, it is a very high downforce setup, meaning that the cars are a little bit slower, of course, in the straight line, but the slipstream is bigger. So that means we're going to see lots of side-by-side and lots of overtaking action. Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So here is your point system for today's championship as well. Every single round has the same point system. You can earn points from 1st down to 20th. If you are P1, you get 30. The gap between P1 and P2 is 5. Then it's 4. Then it's 3. And then it's 2. And then it's 1. All the way down to 20th, which is indeed 1 point. So get yourself a top 20 finish, and you're going to guarantee yourself points. Today is a big day because there are 3 races, so a possibility of 90 points in the offering. Luke Bennett, second, is Lulham in P1, 30 points for him. Luke Bennett managed to finish in P2 last time out, making that overtake out of the bus stop chicane on Sam Keitel, actually gifting the opportunity for Ariel to get a podium. But yeah, Keitel's in P4, Chadwick is in P5, Pinto is in 6th. We've got Benito, Verstappen, Nesov and Junkadea as your top 10. Deligny, Thompson, Hauger, Hayadal, Van Eiter, Seppänen, Vanthoor. We've got Steinbraten, Vermeulen and Drogovic as your top 20 drivers. Right, this is today's track then. It is the home of British motorsport, Silverstone GP. First hosted an F1 GP back in the 50s and has been an ever-present since 1987. It was a the official Formula E race lap record is held by our very own Max with a 1:27.097 done in 2020. It boasts arguably the most incredible complex of corners in the world of motorsport. And I say arguably, I know people will say that I'm probably wrong, but I'm British, so I'm going to be biased on this one for sure. Maggots and Beckett's, an incredible circuit. So yeah, should be fun to indeed see some racing here. But let's check out the car that we are going to be running around this beautiful place as well. And there it is in its glory with the red line livery on the car. It's the Dallara F3, 380 horsepower, 673 kilograms of weight, and a sequential gearbox. This is going to give a massive tow to anyone in behind around Silverstone. I am so excited to see this. But let's head out to circuit then and check out our drivers who are, I believe, currently in a practice session. Maybe they've transitioned into the qualifying session. I'm sure we're about to find out. But yeah, there we are. So seeing some lovely visuals out there. If you have any questions in the chat and I manage to catch it, I'll try and indeed catch it and answer for you. But let me know who you're supporting and let me know who you are indeed expecting to get a victory and where you're watching from around the world, okay? So that is what I want to see from you in the chat right now. There's a lot of people watching right now. Make sure you hit that follow button as well. So here we go. We're seeing some cars out on track. Oh, Enzo is God, Enzo is life. I have to agree with that, I'm afraid. I do have to agree that Enzo is my favourite for reasons of a aesthetic motion. He is a beautiful, beautiful human being. It's Gianni Vecchio there in the chat as well. Wow. Typing rockets in there. Great to see. Right, here we go then to practice. We've got ourselves about 11, well, we've still got a fair chunk of change actually. We've got about 9 minutes left of this session, by the way. Gustavo Ariel is currently the fastest driver out there. He's got a 52.275. We then have Christopher Lullam, who's managed to just go a bit faster, actually. He's just done a 52.415. Enzo Benito is third. Max Verstappen is fourth. There's just nothing between them, to be completely honest there. We have got the man himself on camera, looking very focused. And actually, we've got a lovely onboard here. Front nose cam through Maggots and Beckett's, as we pointed out earlier on. Now heading back onto the hangar straight up towards Stowe. A beautiful section of corners. It's going to be a fair wake caused by these cars through there, though, because again, the setup has been made to make it a little bit easier to handle these cars, and thus give a bit of a bigger tow. Enzo Benito goes a little bit faster, not quite quick enough to overturn the deficit of Gustavo Ariel. Gustavo Ariel getting a podium last time out, remember, P3. This is a championship, so everybody is looking to try and gain as many points as they possibly can. As we round that final corner, across the line we're about to go. It's a 52.539. So 50 is fastest for Max himself, but unfortunately not going to be improving on his best time. Just Diego Pinto just gone up to P4. He's done a 52.479. And now we've got Benito and Lullam on an outlap. So we've got Max, people supporting Max in the stream. Casper's got loads of fans as well. Yeah, Casper was definitely the most in-demand driver who wasn't there last week in the chat. So great to see you all supporting our Polish superstar in the making. In the number one car as well, maybe preemptive of where he wants to finish today. Florian Lebigra has just showed up there at the bottom of the leaderboard. Looks like he might be on a lap time. And we're on board here with William Chadwick, who qualified really well last time out. Unfortunately, then got swamped by the red line drivers. He thought he had an ally in Gustavo Ariel because, of course, you know, he is an AMX driver alongside Chadwick for this championship. But then he must also realise that Gustavo Ariel is a red line driver now. So he was having a little bit of help, but not really. Not really at all. You see him smiling there away. He's having the great time. He's having a great time. Just happy to be here, is old William Chadwick. Just happy to be here. Currently in a top 6 position, which, yeah, considering the times are separated by about 0.3 of a second. But if we look at P3 down to P6, it's about just over 1/10 of a second. There's not a lot to choose between them. There is not a lot to choose between them at all. So here is Kasper Stucker in 11th position as it stands, 17 years old. Oh, it makes me sick how young these drivers are. The talent on show is ridiculous. Make sure you go follow them on their social medias as well. Kasper Stucker _ racing. But yeah, he's a Red Bull Junior driver. And right now is merely 0.8 of a second off of the pace of one of the best sim racers, if not, well, one of the highest iRating on the service of iRacing. So not bad, considering the amount of time he would have put in. So now we've got Gustavo Ariel on camera as well. Again, currently the fastest driver out of everybody. So we're only in practice right now, so it doesn't really mean too much. Doesn't really mean too much in terms of lap times, but it does indeed set a marker, of course. Maybe get into the head of drivers around. All the Brazilian fans now in the Twitch chat appearing. Good old Gustavo. Raced his first official special event for Redline at the Daytona 24. Managed to get himself a podium, finishing in P3. So yeah, he definitely had worse days, that's for sure. So Team Redline managing to win themselves the GTD split and get P3 in the GTD. In the GTP, they managed a P4 and a P7. So top 10s all around for everybody. And I'm sure many of you were watching the broadcast as well. There's a lot of people watching. Oh, look at him. There he is. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. It is Enzo Benito. And that quote, by the way, so I actually got the drivers to send me a quote. And I'm gonna don't want Enzo to be thrown under the bus here. I didn't use Enzo's quote. I wrote it out for myself. So the most beautiful man in sim racing is me. So I hope he doesn't mind. He's probably going to watch this back later and go, oh my God, why have you done that to me? But the picture just says it all. 28 years old. Oh, beautiful man. He is. And he's a really good sim racer. Actually managed to get himself a couple of podiums, a couple of P2s in the Porsche Carrera Cup Deutschland esports championship just this weekend gone. So really is still firing on all cylinders. We are all in love with Enzo. That is very true, Rally. That is very true indeed. But yeah, he's currently P2, and he has put maybe the least amount of practice in out of everybody. Yeah, so in terms of practice times, he has put the least amount in for sure. He appeared in the Discord earlier on, and he was like, "You're all practicing? I have done 0 laps." He even asked, "What tracks are we on today?" Yes, that's our Enzo. That is our Enzo. There is Chris Lullum, and we can just see the top part of his head. And that means we're not going to be able to see his tongue sticking out when he's concentrating. We get a lovely view there of the SimiCube active pedal. The active pedal cow. He's got dinosaur socks on today as well. But yeah, when Lullum starts to really concentrate, he starts poking his tongue out, biting his lip. Those socks are incredible, Gianni. Gianni, have you got an active pedal cam? Because I want to see some funky socks from you. Dinosaur socks. Incredible. We've got Diogo Pinto, who's been flashbanged again. It's currently P5. As he goes across the middle part of the circuit line, through Cops, down in towards Maggots and indeed Beckett's. Just a little bit of a lift there, sliding the rear a touch. Using all of the exit onto the hangar straight. If you want to see live timing for this as well, ladies and gentlemen, head to Team Redline Sim on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. They've just tweeted out. Enzo Benito, by the way, just gone fast. It's a 52.155. Session nearly done. But yeah, if you want the live timing, also we are going to do a driver of the round vote. So after the first race, which is this one, of course, we will be doing a driver of the round vote, which will be over on X or Twitter. So make sure you go and follow Team Redline Sim on Twitter. And that way you can vote. That will be announced on the stream as well. And we're also going to be doing at the end of the third race of the broadcast, another round winner. So effectively, we've got 3 races tonight. The first race is round 2, and then the second and third race for tonight will be rounds 3. But they're both worth full points. Yeah, hopefully that makes a lot of sense. We're on board then with Sebastian Joe. He is an Oracle Red Bull sim racing driver. And his quote, he's sponsored by Super Noodles. He sellotates them to his head. As you can see, that's his haircut. Make sure you go follow him on Sebastian Job _ on Instagram. 23 years old. He has achieved so much in the world of sim racing in so little years. Still only 23, but regarded as maybe one of the best, not only currently, but maybe of all time in the world of sim racing. So as we get some funky tunes in the background, love it. Nice little bit of a transition tunes, almost like a bit of a disco. I'm sure we will get to see the official practice results pop up on our screens. We can kind of have a little bit of a guess as to who's done well, who we should be looking out for in the qualifying session. We get some lovely shots here of Silverstone. Here we go then. So Enzo Benito was the fastest. He did a 52.155. Gustavo Ariel is 1/10 of a second back. 2.5 further back then is Chris Lullum. Chadwick is 3/10 further back with Diogo Pinto, not far back at all. Sebastian Job then does go up to P6 in the end. Max Verstappen, P7. Luke Bennett in P8. Sam Keitel 9th. Emil Hayadal is in 10th. Kasper Stucker is in 11th. Oliver Steinbratton 12th. And Florian Lebigre is in 13th position. Oh, big fan of Enzo getting the fastest lap time just so we get his camera on screen. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop it, guys. I'm going to stop man crushing over that guy. Or am I? No, don't be silly. Of course I'm not. Of course I'm not. It's my favourite pastime. Right, it's qualifying time. So we are on the outlap here. And we will probably stay on board, I would imagine, once we go across the start-finish line. And I can take you through a lap of Silverstone. I think that might be a good idea. So we're on board with Max Verstappen. So he's again just getting those tyres into a decent temperature range. With this car, it will be a case of them just going faster and faster and faster during the session. I think the fourth lap will probably be the quickest. Why don't we just put Enzo Cam on stream the whole time? Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Just Enzo Cam constantly. Thank you for the sub there, Dues Patrick. Appreciate that. Always appreciated. So here we go then, we're coming through Club. And across the start-finish straight. And down in towards Abbey. Getting the car as far left as possible to open up this right-hander. They're completely flat out through here with this high downforce setup. As we head then through Village. Corner just goes back on itself ever so slightly into the loop. So this is maybe the toughest corner on the circuit to, gain time through. Not going to be an issue for, Max Verstappen. He's pretty well known for being quick around here. So we're coming then down the Wellington Straight and heading down in towards Brooklands. Another corner that just goes back on itself. So you think you've got the corner nailed, and then all of a sudden the exit appears. And you can run off into the grass there very simply. Through Luffield we will come, and into Woodcut. So now it's flat out all the way down towards Maggots and Beckett's here. Getting some heat into the tyres. And now we're swinging through Cops Corner. So this will be flat out in qualifying trim, maybe even in the race. Slipstream might make that not the case. There's Maggots and Beckett's. Then we're going to head onto the Hangar Straight, and then up towards Stowe. And that will be a lap of Silverstone. So of course this lap isn't going to be quick, but it is a warm-up lap. So Max has been back into his workout routines for Formula One. You can tell, look at that left arm. Looking really strong. Definitely been doing some weights. And into the final couple of corners we will come. So 3 minutes 50 seconds has elapsed. And now we're on to a flying qualifying lap then, down towards Abbey. First lap time posted is a 55.829 again. Don't really need to be writing too much about that. Florian Lebigre, Frenchman, just got up to provisional pole position. It's going to look exciting for us, guys. The time's changing on the left-hand side of your screen. It's going to be exciting, but ultimately, it doesn't really mean too much there. Kasper Stucker goes up onto the front row of the grid momentarily, ahead of Gustavo Ariel. As we see Chris Lullum again. He needs to move the camera slightly. But he's gone purple through sector number 2. Or he did on the previous lap, actually. You see there, that tongue just slightly edging out. As we get a look at the SimiCube active pedal cam. With all those dinosaurs. Taking the shortest route around the circuit possible. A few people really excited about the feet cam. Yep. Through Maggots and Beckett's we come. Yeah, you can see he's really starting to push the car, making the faces. So that's what I do as well. I'm not as fast as Chris Ludden, but I do like poking my tongue out when I'm really concentrating. You cannot help it. You cannot help it. And as we've got some dinosaur socks on screen, what socks are we wearing, ladies and gentlemen? I've actually got some Twitch socks on that I got sent as being a partner on Twitch. Right now they're turquoise. Around the final couple of corners we come then. Christopher Lullum. This will be probably one of the first representative times, as Heyerdahl actually is the fastest. Across the line we will go, and it is a 52.253. So that's a very good time indeed. Gustavo Ariel goes up into second position. I'm not sure anyone's going to have enough time. You have to be really quick to get round this lap. I'm not sure anyone's going to have enough time to really improve. Max Verstappen moves up to P3. We've got William Chadwick then in P4. Enzo Benito is in P5. Very little to choose between them. Sebastian Job then is in 6th position. Bennett is in 7th. Remember, Bennett managed to get a P2 last time out. And being down in P7 is great for the championship. Although, Chris Lullum, who won the race, is P1 as it stands. We've got some clownfish dressed up as shark socks. Wow, okay. That is, yeah, we've got ice cream socks. Lovely. So again, you can see that they're yellow sector times on your screen. If you've never watched a qualifying session before or a race before, if you see a yellow sector or a yellow colour, it means that they are slower than they've ever been. If they're green, it means it's their personal best sector or lap time. If it's purple, as you can see with Chris Lullum at the top, and actually perfectly timed, the graphic pops up there. If it's purple, that means you're faster than absolutely everybody. We've got avocado socks for the Team Redline Twitch legend. That is Jen87 Kiss. Hope you're well. So there will be enough time to get another lap time in here. It's going to be very, very close. So we might see, before the end of this session, a bit more excitement. And actually, as I say that, it's almost like he's listening. As I say that, he just parks the car. Cheers, Max. Appreciate that, mate. Unbelievable. I think Chris Lullum's about to take pole position. So Florian Lebigra, currently in P4. William Chadwick is now up to P3. So Lebigra's moved down to P5. And Chadwick still showcasing that incredible qualifying form. Here is Heyerdahl, currently 11th position. Not far off the pace. 7/10. Considering, you know, the sim racers at the top end of this grid, that's all they do. It's their job. To be 7/10 of a second off. I don't care whether you are the best racing driver in the world. To be that close, you have to be exceptional. It's a fair play. It's a really, really good effort. 1.5 minutes to go before we head into our first race. Right, prediction time, the chat. Prediction time. Who is going to get the victory, ladies and gentlemen cars? Who is going to get the victory here today? I'm wondering if Christopher Lullum may do well today. Right, who's in the chat? Verstappen, Casper, Enzo, Chris Lullum. Lullum got 5 votes in a row there. Wow, loads of Lullum votes. Strucker, obviously. Looks like Lullum, Enzo, and Stucker. Fast corners. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't think I'm quite going to win this one. First of all, I need to enter the race. So before we get involved with our race then, ladies and gentlemen cars, please make sure that you follow the stream if you have not already. Make sure that you go follow Team Redline Sim on Twitter, because we will be doing a driver of the round poll where you all get a chance to vote for your driver of the round. 4 drivers will be selected by us, and then you will get a chance to vote. So please make sure that you head to Team Redline Sim, because about 5 minutes from the end of this race, we will be posting a link for you to go to, and you can vote for your driver of the round. Christopher Lullum, ladies and gentlemen, is going to take pole position here. Diogo Pinto has just moved himself up into a top 6 position. Ola Steinbrein not anywhere really to be shouting about. Crazy. Minus Watcher, we have indeed a half an hour race here. So 30 minutes of racing, and then we have 2 more races, which are 15 minutes each later on. There it is. There's half of Chris Lulham's face on the left-hand side of your screen. He is on pole position of 52.253. He is 1/100th of a second up the road from Gustavo Ariel. William Chadwick in P3, continuing his very impressive qualifying form. Max Verstappen, P4. Florian Lebigra is in 5th position. Diogo Pinto in 6th. We've then got Bennett in 7th position. Sebastian Job in 8th. Enzo Benito in 9th. Sam Kite 10th. Kasper Stucker is in 11th. Emil Heyerdahl in 12th. And then we have got Ola Steinbrein and Enzo Deligny as your 14 drivers here for Real Racers Never Quit round number 2. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is a 30-minute sprint race right now from start to finish. Oh. Looking forward to this one. I believe we're going to be on board here, and I'll be very surprised if it isn't Max Verstappen. Got a lovely nose cam here. I like the Speed Machine graphics up on the grid there. I worked at Speed Machine as a commentator on some rally event. That's cool. Some rallycross. Many years ago. Right, here we go then. Everybody is making their way onto the grid. We're just waiting for our pole sitter, I believe, to get a look backwards. But Chris Lulham will be the driver to take us away. Gustavo Ariel is in 2nd position. We then have William Chadwick in 3rd spot on the left-hand side of your screen. As we are about to go green light racing. Here we go now, ladies and gentlemen. You can hear the engines roar. It's round 2 of Real Racers Never Quit 2024 in the Dallara F3. Here is Silverstone, and we are off and running. Chris Lulham does take the lead here with Gustavo Ariel in 2nd, and William Chadwick trying to defend there from Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen though makes a move through Abbey as there's carnage in the background, there's contact in the background, and I believe that's Heyerdahl who's facing the wrong way. I think that'll figure itself out eventually, but look at this, it is like a swarm of bees then at the sharp end of the grid. A little bit of counter steering there from Max. Gets it all sorted out there on the outside as we run down the Wellington straight. He's down to 5th position. Florian Lebigra, by the way, has moved up 2 spots. So Florian Lebigra has moved up into 3rd position. Max then looking to try and consolidate that 4th spot. He's going to have to go all the way around the outside there of William Chadwick and does it in towards Brooklands. He will come. And now through Luffield, brilliantly drove there by Max Verstappen. Chadwick loses out this time around, but plenty of time in this race. We've got 29 minutes still to go. It's all about making sure that you are just in the race at this stage. Unfortunately for Sebastian Job and Heyerdahl, that is just not the case. Verstappen may have just lost a little bit of time to the front 3 there, but I'm still think he's in slipstream range. Yeah, he massively is, for sure. Chris Lulham, it's going to be so difficult for him to get away. Through Maggots and Beckett's for the very first time. Lulham leads them through. Ariel, the Brazilian, in 2nd spot. Lebigra, the Frenchman, is in 3rd. The Dutchman of Max Verstappen is ahead of the Englishman in Will Chadwick. Bennett is in 6th spot. Then Pinto, 7th. Kite is in 8th. Stucker in 9th. Ollie Steinbrein leads out, or runs out the top 10 again. Getting to see the pedal cam there, the SimuQ active pedal cam. And now we're getting to see a rear view to P2. So Gustavo Ariel in 2nd spot. Just holding firm there. Doesn't need to really make any crazy moves, especially in the first few laps here. The tyres are going to be cold. Easy to make a mistake, because Luke Bennett has absolutely sent it there on Diogo Pinto. Has the outside line, heading along the start-finish straight, and absolutely nails it there. So Luke Bennett making moves in this race. They have lost a little bit of time, though, to the group ahead. But if they're clever, they'll work together and potentially make their way up towards the sharp end of the grid. So Luke Bennett giving us some nice action there. Love to see that. Oh, that's how normal sim drivers turn around a corner. They just look left and right. I tend to lean in my sim rig, and I guess it just doesn't help. A bit of a kerfuffle up ahead then. So we've got, I believe, we're on board here with Max Verstappen. Florian Lebigra has had a bit of an altercation, shall we say, on Gustavo Ariel, as Max Verstappen goes up the middle tries to make the move on one driver, and I'll tell you what, by the time we come through Brooklands and into Luffield, it's got the inside line of Gustavo Ariel and moves up to P2. And well, Daytona right now is a distant memory. Was facing the wrong way last time out at Daytona, fought his way back into 8th position, but today is absolutely looking for a race victory. There's contact between the 3 behind, and I believe that was Florian Lebigra and Gustavo Ariel. Ariel was 3rd in this championship coming into today. He's now going to end up back, well, at the back of the grid, so not ideal. It's almost like Max had thrown a banana skin out the rear of his car there, because he was gone and then it just all happened behind him. Ultimately, he is not bothered about that. 9/10 of a second now is the gap. Look at the timing on the left-hand side of your screens. And is it coming down by the time they get up towards Stowe Corner? It is ever so slightly. So Chris Lullum still in the clutches then of Max Verstappen. Florian Lebigra battling with Luke Bennett. Luke Bennett up from 7th position on the grid, now into P4. He is citying it everywhere. Florian Lebigra loses out to Diogo Pinto. Pinto runs wide. And boy, oh boy, are they fighting here at Silverstone. Across the start-finish line to complete our 2nd lap time. It's 3 wide. Here's the Gustavo Ariel crash. Yeah, there's a little bit of a bump there. 3 into 1, unfortunately, just does not go. He ends up facing the wrong way into the gravel. So we'll be able to get back into this race and try and make up a few positions. Actually, it's pretty close behind Ola Steinbreiten, who's actually quite close behind Benito. So the race is not done here for Gustavo Ariel, and maybe, just maybe, you might see him come back up the order. Looks like Lebigra is still battling viciously with Diogo Pinto. Pinto holding firm for that top 5 as we see a bit of a send in the background here then. Sam Keitel trying to make a move there on Stucker. Actually, no, it's Stucker trying to make a move on Sam Keitel. So Stucker into the slipstream here. All of the Polish fans in the chat. There you go, you get to see a man on the camera, and he is mixing it with the big boys right now. No problem whatsoever as we come through Cops, just letting off ever so slightly, getting a really nice entry. And actually, looks like Sam Keitel has nailed the exit through there, down towards Maggots and Beckett. It's all about setting yourself up now on towards that Hangar Straight, then on towards Stowe Corner, and try and set yourself a potential opportunity to outbrake your opponent into Stowe. You're getting a lovely view back to Florian Lebigra on board with Diogo Pinto, and now you're seeing the slipstream really take effect here. Can Florian Lebigra find himself a gap to work with? No, not quite close enough this time around. And actually, they've lost out massively here to Luke Bennett. So Luke Bennett has gone up from 7th position up to 4th, stalking William Chadwick now, although he's about a second behind Chadwick. So needs to get into that slipstream range sooner rather than later. Talking of slipstream range, Max Verstappen is now 4/10 behind Chris Lullum, on board again with Lebigra. Coming through Abbey, now through Farm, into one of the harsher braking zones on the circuit, into Village Corner. And then they'll swing through the loop. Florian Lebigra just having a little look there, maybe forcing a mistake from Pinto, but actually no, Pinto gets that power down beautifully well and ultimately wards off any potential pressure. So we're here on lap number 4 of our race, and this is the race leader, Max Verstappen versus Chris Lullum. Lullum, the championship leader. He won race number 1 last time out at Daytona. Max finished in P8. Max is on 13 points. Chris Lullum is on 30 points. And you would say, if Max wants to win this championship, he realistically does need to start taking points out of Chris Lullum right now. Gap between them is absolutely nothing there. Chris Lullum might have just used an incident point there. I don't want to, guarantee that, but he may have just done that by running 57 metres wide out through Cops. Through Maggots and Beckett's they come. Max with a little wry smile there as well. He knows exactly what Chris is doing. I believe they're all in the chat together as well, so they'll be having a little chat, telling each other how they're going to make the overtake. Is he going to be close enough to up towards Stowe Corner? Has a little look, decides against it. Lullum's going to run a touch wide. That should give him the opportunity to get the power down nice and early as we head in towards the final couple of corners once again. In towards Club Corner. And then we're heading on to start-finish straight. And that will be the end of lap number 4. the lead is still about 0.2 of a second. Chadwick has closed up as well. He's closed up by about 1/10 of a second. Luke Bennett is absolutely flying right now. He is quicker than everybody on circuit. A 1:52.4, not the fastest time we've seen. Sam Keitel has that. But Luke Bennett has just taken 0.3 of a second out of the leaders in that last lap. So he is absolutely flying. Tommy, this is a fixed setup, yes. So the setup has been made by Chris Lullum, ironically. But yeah, it's he made so it's very racy. Max sends one down the inside. He managed to make a move to get up into P2 through here, and he's looking to do it once again. There's almost a bit of contact between the two of them. You can see full concentration on the face. Chris Lullum does get across to defend. Well, that nearly badly through Luffield and Woodcock they come, and round the outside then towards Copse Corner. And well, who's going to come out on top here? Chris Lullum on the inside, Max Verstappen round the outside. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, you can make a move round the outside successfully. As we head through Maggis and Beckett's, it's still side by side between the two of them. Lullum, I think, is probably going to get the jump here. Although Max maybe is going to get a run on the exit, and he absolutely does. Up towards Stowe Corner we come, and this is as close as they have been. A little bit of bump drafting between the two of them as well. Be careful though, you'll end up scooping the car up in the air in front of you. As we head then up towards Stowe, Lullum goes defensive, and I think now we just need to calm down a little bit. Just calm down a little bit, because if I have this kind of intense racing for the next 20 minutes, I'm not sure I'm going to have a voice by the end of it. Up towards the end of the lap then we come. Come then through Club Corner and on to the start-finish straight. You see Chris Lullum's gearbox cam. Oh, Lullum will be able to see that, that's for sure, in his mirrors. What a lap that was from both of them. They could have so easily ended up off the circuit. They didn't, but Will Chadwick now has caught up. That means Bennett's going to catch up as well. Diogo Pinto now is within slipstream range of Luke Bennett. Florian Lebigra is only 0.2 further back. Keitel is only another 0.2 back as Chris Lullum does make his first mistake. And well, Max Verstappen is about to take the lead here of round 2 of Real Racers Never Quit. Really nice exit though from Lullum. He is going to pile that pressure on. Look at the smiles on their faces. They were like this in a practice session earlier on where they're side by side. William Chadwick, he's going to try and make this 3 wide down towards Brooklands. Not quite going to work out there for the AMX Global driver. But between Max Verstappen and Chris Lullum, they are trading positions like it's a Pokemon card. And Lullum, I think, might have just about retaken the lead. He's got the outside line, though, has Max Verstappen. And he's going to try and do it once again. Round the outside of Copse, he's going to squeeze Lullum up towards that wall, then open up the corner and try and sweep it round. And I tell you what, just like that, it's absolute magic. Not only is Max Verstappen going to go through here on Lullum, but I think Will Chadwick is also going to go for it. Although there was almost a bit of contact there between Chadwick and Max. Chadwick had to back out. And now we've all of a sudden got a 7-car race. Here's some side-by-side action a bit further back then. Here's Chadwick in second spot with Chris Lullum. And take a breather. We are only 11 minutes into this race, and already we have got some incredible action. There's 4 wide in the background. I think we might also see Stucker and Benito catch up to this group, as there's almost contact between there, Bennett and Chadwick. Bennett trying to get up to P3, and while Lebigra has just centered up the inside of everybody. And it didn't quite work out, and now he finds himself down to 6th position. Actually, Luke Bennett has dropped down into 7th as well. So in all of that melee, there have been some changes of position. Max now leads the race. This is the slowest lap of the race so far, by the way. They lost about 1.7 seconds compared to the fastest lap so far. Lullum actually lost 2.7 seconds. Chadwick is in 3rd. Diogo Pinto's now moved up into 4th position. Sam Keitel still has the fastest lap of the race. He's on camera there as well. So yeah, he currently has the SimuCube fastest lap. Florian Lebigra is in 6th position. Luke Bennett's now all the way back down to 7th. After all of that work he's done, he's now into 7th position. I'm sure he's going to try and find his way back up to try and win this race. But Silverstone round 2, Dallara F3 is delivering. If you're enjoying this race, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to tell me in the Twitch chat right now. Just a simple will suffice, okay? That's all we need. On board with Christopher Lullum. He's going to take the inside line here. There's no way he leaves his nose in. Surely he doesn't leave his nose in. Through Copse, they're going to come once again. Max has that outside line. Just about runs off circuit, but I think you'll find that Chris Lullum has got his nose ahead. Down towards Magnus Beckett, backs the car out. Max still holds on. Everybody is in the chat. We love to see it. Brilliant stuff. We see the dinosaur socks again with the Simucube Active pedal cam. We head then up towards Stowe Corner once again. We are not even halfway through this race, and I've already had enough action for the whole championship. This is ridiculous. All done in very good spirit as well. And right now, I think there's 9 cars that are in the hunt for this race victory. There's 1/10 between P1, P2, 2/10 between 2nd and 3rd, a further 2/10 back to 4th, and it's 2/10 back to 5th, it's 2/10 back to 6th, and it's half a second back to Bennett in 7th. Stucker is about 8/10 further back, half a second back to Benito. The gap between Gustavo Ariel and Benito has come down by about 2 seconds that lap, so expect Gustavo Ariel to be back involved here. There's a bit of a mistake there from Chris Lullum. We'll hold the inside line as we head up then towards the loop. William Chadwick has the inside line down towards the loop. And well, for the first time, William Chadwick moves up into a 2nd position and into the slipstream of Max Verstappen. Welcome to Real Racers Never Quit, ladies and gentlemen. The official 4th iteration of the championship. This is only race number 1 of 3 we've got today, as we see Christopher Lullum coming through Brooklands round the outside using the toe of Max Verstappen, which can actually have a detrimental effect through a corner. Of course, going to have a massive weight to deal with. It doesn't matter. He deals with it nicely, makes the move stick. The job is a good one. Down towards Cops Corner they come again. What feels like the 50th time, side by side again, for what feels like the 50th time. William Chadwick looking at both of these drivers in front thinking, can I get involved? Still a long way to go in this race. But ultimately decides to go against it. Max holds the line through Maggots and Beckett, holds on to the lead through Maggots and Beckett, and Chris Lullum once again is sitting back in 2nd as he runs onto the grass. That's going to cost him a lot of time. He will not be able to make a move up towards Stowe Corner. I think William Chadwick is going to take full advantage of this, pulls up alongside, takes a side draft as well. The slipstream of Max Verstappen just too strong there. Chris Lullum able to hold on and maintain that 2nd position. A sweep then underneath that rear wing for William Chadwick. And he holds on to 3rd spot. Diogo Pinto, though, very patiently, I say patiently, he sent it up the inside. But ultimately, I think he's going to lose out here. Chadwick's going to hold on to P3. And look who else is involved. The Frenchman, Le Bigre manages to make it up into what would be P4, maybe even P3. As we come then through Abbey. Is he going to be able to hold on? I'm not sure he is. Oh, everybody just about getting through there. And you think Max has done this before. Look how calm he looks. Oh, I don't care what you've won in your racing career. You could have won 19 World Drivers' Championships in Formula E. But to have these drivers racing around you this close, under this amount of pressure, and just be smiling, it just simply makes me sick that someone is that talented. Down towards Brooklands we go again. And I wonder if they've just decided to challenge themselves on making me lose my voice today, because they are succeeding. They are absolutely succeeding. Max Verstappen still leads the way. Just under 1/10 of a second between him and Chris Lullum. A little nudge there, a little bump draft between the two of them. We will now head into Cops Corner. We get a lovely onboard there from Christopher Lullum's perspective, and for the first time in what feels like about 20 minutes, they are not going to be side by side through Maggots and Beckett. Cheers, lads. Give me about 10 seconds break. That is very much appreciated. We're over the halfway point of this race. Just over 10 minutes to go. And boy, oh boy, you know, a mid-race interval. I think we could probably, you know, figure that out. Whoa, incredible stuff. Up towards Stowe they come once again. Can Chris Lullum find himself an opportunity? The field are kind of spread out a little bit behind as we see an absolute send up the inside from Chris Lullum. Pinched onto the apex though by Max Verstappen means he can get on the power nice and early. And the gap to come out, say the gap to come out, it's a car length. William Chadwick closes back in to the back of Christopher Lullum. And you've got Diogo Pinto, who is in 4th position. But here we are, we're about to see a change for the lead as we come through turn number 1, down towards turn number 2. Not today, Mr. Lullum. Not today. As we come now down towards 3, it's again the fastest formation lap we've ever seen. It's 2x2 as we now come through the loop. And Max is just about going to hang on. But look who's here now. Diogo Pinto will not play the same games here, ladies and gentlemen. Diogo Pinto has one gear, and that is top gear. He will look to make the move as soon as he possibly can and try and take the lead. This race is Chadwick. Tries to make it 3 wide around the outside, almost gets sent by Lulham. Lulham momentarily went down to 3rd, then he goes back up into 2nd position. You've got Luke Bennett now on the inside of William Chadwick, looking to make it a 4 red line car top 4, but it's not going to happen. Chadwick is going to get across the front of the nose there of Bennett. We've got a lovely blimp cam here. And once again, Chris Lulham catches up to the back there of Max Verstappen. And I'm wondering now if he's close enough with the slipstream to go into Maggotts and Beckett side by side. No, he does not. So once again, we get a break. But in the background, it is 2 by 2. There's some smoke being kicked up. That's never a good sign. You see a move being made there by Luke Bennett. And Chadwick ends up off the circuit. There's another car that was in the grass there. It might be Kasper Stucker. And Chadwick is going to filter down the order. He is now down to P8, now down to P9. Enzo Benito, the first time we've seen him today, the number 10 car now at the back of the pack that are leading this race. Do not be surprised to see him mixing it at the front when it comes to the end here. Just over 10 minutes to go. It is Max Verstappen still leading this race. Christopher Lulham in 2nd, Diogo Pinto in 3rd spot. Luke Bennett 7th, up to 4th again for the 2nd time. Will he be able to hold on to this? We've got Stucker in the background in the blue car trying to defend from Enzo Benito. I think Benito might have just swung that round the outside as we come through Abbey into Farm, now into Village. There is a bit of a nudge there. Lulham smiling, he knows what he's up to. And Max is, well, sent off the circuit there. And while all of a sudden he's gone from 1st down to 3rd, he is smiling. The dinosaur socks come out. Lully can never do any wrong. It's like butter wouldn't melt. Though he's not having butter anymore. It's like half the size of the human he used to be. He's very much looking after himself these days. And yeah, looking very good for it as well. And now takes to lead this race, Diogo Pinto. Well, Diogo Pinto's on the outside. Max Verstappen is trying to get back into the lead as quickly as he lost it. And as we come then along the back straight down towards Copse Corner, he's got the inside line on Diogo Pinto. Going to try and potentially find himself a little line to work with around the outside of Copse Corner once again. And time again, these boys are showing that yes, you can race side by side through Copse and successfully go around the outside. Down towards Maggotts and Beckett, and Lulham has to back out. And look at Florian Lebigra and Bennett. They are fighting for 4th position. And everybody just tends to check up. Lulham's made a mistake again into the grass. 4 or 5 months ago, if you went into the grass, you would have been probably faster. Now, the grass does slow you down. So as you can see, Diogo Pinto now trying to take that outside line through Stowe Corner. Lulham using a bit of curb there, which is a little bit slidey. Now has the outside line as we come up towards the club complex of corners. So we get a lovely onboard of Diogo Pinto, currently in 2nd position. So for the first time, a bit of breathing room. A bit of breathing room. Chris is laughing because of the stress, apparently. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are enjoying this, let me know in the chat. Let me know who you're supporting as well. Real racers never quit. We're about to get a driver of the round vote as well. So make sure once you vote on Twitter that you hit the follow button on the Team Redline Sim Twitter as well. We will be doing 2 rounds of driver of the round votes today. Diogo Pinto, again, on the onboard, getting a little nudge there from Chris Lulham as we head into Brooklands once again. And then that horrible right-hander. I like Silverstone, but this corner just keeps going and going and going. Oh, I'm not a big fan of Luffield, not going to lie. Through Woodcote we come. Now it's the fastest complex of corners. Hopped into Maggotts and Beckett's. Look at the slipstream. Bit of a nudge there to Diogo. Maybe unsettles him through Copse. No, absolutely not. Lulham definitely using a 1x there as well. As we come now down towards Maggotts and Beckett once again, using a bit of the sausage curb. And they've all kind of just chilled out a little bit. Bennett now very close in behind. I'm very surprised that Pinto hasn't decided to send it yet. Not sure why he hasn't decided to do it. Maybe he's just waiting or biding his time. We've got 8 minutes left, or just under 8 minutes left of this race. Remember, we've got 2 more races for you this evening. This is not the only one. We've got 2 more races for you this evening with a little bit of a changed format. It was supposed to be 1, but we changed the format a little bit, so you've got an extra race today. They're both shorter, but should be frantic action at Mugello. So there's Luke Bennett. Are we going to see a smile on his face? He looks a little bit stressed. I'm sure he's all good. Oh, he's a happy bunny. He's made moves in this race. Now it's all about trying to execute and take the race victories. We see a send from Chris Lullum. You're about to see his nose appear, I think. There it is. You just about saw his nose appear on the right-hand side of your screen, but then Pinto has the inside line running down. Onto the Wellington straight. Inside line now, being held by Chris Lullum. Almost a bit of contact between the two of them. Getting a lovely shot here. So as much as Lullum sends it up the inside there, it just will give Pinto the inside through Luffield. Again, a corner that you just cannot go around the outside of, unfortunately, although the switchback is perfectly executed. We're heading onto the back straight, down towards Copse, and all of a sudden, Lullum has manufactured a delicious bit of room. Maybe an overtake, as we see the bright green cockpit of Diogo Pinto around the outside. Chris Lullum is on the inside, and look at the number 2 car here. That is Luke Bennett. Luke Bennett looking to try and get ahead here of Christopher Lullum, of course. Bennett managing to get P2 last time out. He's currently second in this championship to Christopher Lullum, so finishing ahead of him is almost a must. Lebigra, though, picks the pocket of Bennett and now moves himself up into P4. Chris Lullum now has the Simicube fastest lap as well. He's now looking to go up to P2 as well. Through Stowe Corner they go. By the time they get to the apex, it is absolutely nailed. Luke Bennett trying to get back ahead, trying to get back involved. Realistically, Sam Keitet now involved here. Enzo Benito, by the way, last time we checked was 9th. He's now 7th, so maybe an opportunity for him to make up some positions. Max Verstappen leads by 0.7 of a second. We are into the final 6 minutes. We are 20 seconds shy of 5 weeks to go. So for my money, we have got 3 laps remaining here of this round. On board with Diogo Pinto, self-proclaimed sim racing king of Portugal. Not sure many people are going to argue with that either. Yeah, he is in 3rd spot. I see a few people mentioning Kasper Strucker, currently in a top 10 as it stands, just outside the slipstream though of William Chadwick. So he's going to find it very difficult to find his way up the order. Right now, Pinto has to make a decision, and that decision's the clever one. He's decided, look, I want to fight you, Chris, but I also want to win this race. So right now, they've got to work together to try and catch back up to Max. It shouldn't take too long because of the setup that they have on the cars. It's a very heavy downforce setup. So the hole in the air being punched by Max is absolutely huge. Through Copse Corner they will come. And I would imagine by the time they head up towards Stowe Corner, Max will be caught. What a way to kick things off, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely sensational from all of our drivers. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. I am genuinely going to lose my voice, but it's well worth it. It's Enzo Benito, off we go. That's Sam Keitet. Sam Keitet with the pink wheels. Hopefully we get to see a replay of that. I think him and Enzo Benito might have just had a bit of contact there. He's all good. He's back going as he heads up then towards Stowe. And the gap, by the way, is still about 0.7 of a second here for Max. So Max is doing very, very well indeed to hold on to that. Looks like we do have a replay then of that incident we just saw. Whilst there is a little bit of a gap between the front two, we'll check it out. So yeah, oh no, he's just lost it on his own. He has just lost it on his own, pushing to try and get the slipstream or keep the toe. I tell you, I love the funky disco music in the background, by the way. It's just perfect. But there you go. Yeah, just a little loop around, and unfortunately finds himself facing the wrong way and drops a fair few positions. Enzo Benito would have been a bit like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I think he had to let off the gas a touch because he's really dropped off the back from that top 5. So right now, 27 minutes done, 3 minutes left to go of this race, and the top 5 are separated by very little indeed. So for my money, it is between Max Verstappen, Chris Lullum, Diogo Pinto, Lebigra and Bennett. Ariel has just overtaken Benito, so maybe there's some magic that they could produce over the last couple of laps. But yeah, I'm not sure going to see anybody else realistically get involved there. So Gustavo Ariel, by the way, has done really well to promote himself up to 6th position Through Cops Corner we come. How many incident points do you want to use out of Cops? Yes, is the answer from Diogo and Chris Lullam. So through Maggots and Becketts they will come. As we see a rear wing is missing, and there it's back again. So Enzo has been involved in something here. Chadwick now moves up a position. And heading up then towards Stowe Corner. But a second to last time. They've got one more lap remaining after this. You've got the two AMX Global cars ahead then of Enzo Benito. Well, we have actually got ourselves a driver of the round vote, guys. I'm just going to copy and post that into the chat for you. So, Actual Vision, guys. I am Actual Vision, so make sure that you do indeed click that link. Then you can go vote for your driver of the round. The driver of the round, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that follow button on Team Redline Sim as well. It's the best way to be notified about any race results, any choices of car for events. Best way to keep an idea as to who's going to be racing which car and what results we've had and all of that good stuff. So that is definitely the best way. So Max leads the way as we're on the final lap of this race. Chris Lullam then 0.2 of a second behind. And it's going to be all about Cops, Maggots, Becketts and Stowe Corner. Is there the potential for Chris Lullam to make a move? The gap was 0.7 of a second. And as you can see, it is just so close here. Does Lullam go for it? He decides against it. I think you're going to see a wry smile from Max as well here, realising exactly what Chris Lullam's plan is. Has Max figured out something here, though, to defend it? Very difficult to do so with this setup. Very difficult. Out of Maggots and Becketts we come, and now this is where it is all about picking the right decision. Do you go left? Do you go right? Which way do you go? Do you defend this corner and leave the outside open? Do you leave the inside open? Well, the decision is he's not defending it at all. And while we're heading up towards the final couple of corners, using up all of their final incident points they possibly can, we might see a bit of a send here from Chris Lullam. He decides against it. Pinto, though, is going to get checked up on. But the race, real racers never quit. Round number 2, race victory is going to go to Max Verstappen. And yes, he's celebrating because it was an exceptional performance there. Well done to him. Managed to get himself up into the lead with about 5 or 6 laps to go, and then stayed there until the end. As we see cars disappearing left, right and centre, cars missing rear wings and all of that good stuff. But wow, what an incredible race we have had for round number 2. Whew. Catch your breath, ladies and gentlemen. We've still got 2 more races to come, but let's check out the official race results then. Max Verstappen is your race winner. He's on camera there momentarily. Chris Lullam in second spot, 0.6 of a second further back. We then have Diogo Pinto, who finishes in 3rd spot. Florian Lebigra finishes in 4th position. Luke Bennett is in a top 5. Gustavo Ariel, with some drive, by the way, to get himself back up into 6th position. We've got William Chadwick in 7th spot. Enzo Benito in 8th. Sebastian Job in 9th. We've got Kaspar Stucker in 10th. Sam Keiter in 11th. Emil Heyerdahl is in 12th spot. Ola Steinbraten is in 13th. And then we've got Enzo Deligny, who is in 14th spot. The SimiCube Fastest Lap award goes to Gustavo Ariel with a 1:52.420. Oh, and breathe, ladies and gentlemen. That was just absolutely ridiculous. I'm just not really sure what to say about that other than I hope you're entertained. Real Racers Never Quit always looks to entertain you at home. That is simply what this event is all about. And well, we had Chris Lullam, we have Max Verstappen battling side by side. Diogo Pinto got himself involved. Luke Bennett kept getting himself up into the top 4 and then dropping back out and then get himself back up into the top 4. We had a couple of AMX Global cars involved with Gustavo Ariel and indeed Will Chadwick. But it was just action from start to finish. It is as simple as that. So it looks like we're going to have an interview with a few of our drivers. So let's head over and talk to our first one. Mr. Max Verstappen.
How's it going, mate?
Racers never quit race winner. Where does this rank on the list of accolades you've received in your career?
Probably one of the highest, I would say. I mean, I definitely had to work for it. It was, it was a lot of fun. I mean, of course, with an F3 car around Silverstone, sometimes a bit hard to follow, but we had a lot of good battles out there.
Yeah, I counted about 700 times you and Chris went through cops side by side,
Yeah.
which is absolutely mesmerizing. And also,
So it does work, going side by side through that corner.
I may have mentioned that once or twice as well.
Yeah, no, it was very good. I mean, these cars are really, really good to race. Also with Chris, for example, like we were giving each other just enough space, and it was a lot of fun. Good track, good car combo.
Yeah, 100%. We're talking to car combos. Next up, we head with the F4 to Mugello. Can you give anyone at home here some maybe what you're looking forward to the most out of that?
I think it's going to be even more drafting. It's going to be even harder to pull away. A lot of high-speed corners, and the F4 car around here is actually a lot of fun to drive. So I think it's going to be quite a crazy race, to be honest.
So I'm definitely not going to have a voice by the end of the day.
I don't think so. I think you might see like 4 wide into turn 1.
Oh, exceptional. Well, good luck to you, mate. And I'll probably catch you after one of those races.
All right. See you later, mate.
How much fun he was having as well. The smile was from ear to ear. So that was our first interview. I'm sure we're going to hear from other drivers as well during that. But yeah, what a spectacle that was. Real Racers Never Quit is just that. Real drivers against sim drivers, all battling out on a level playing field on fun combinations to ultimately, showcase their skill sets. It looks like we've got another interview. Oh, of course, we have Mr. Lullum here, who was, again, another driver that was smiling ear to ear. Not quite the race victory, but pretty good for your championship as a whole.
Yeah, no, that's really good points. I didn't quite get Max on the last lap. I was thinking about a move into cops, but sometimes that doesn't go well with him, as we've seen. But no, just with a bit of dirty air through Maggot's Beckett's, wasn't quite able to get the run down the hanger straight on the last lap. But I'm happy with P2. We've got to keep the points going for the championship, really. But yeah, it was really good fun.
Obviously, it was an incredible battle between you and Max. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you when you saw Diogo Pinto and your relative as P3?
I've had a good history with him. I can trust him, but well, you never know with Diogo. no, it was all right. It was all right.
Oh, it's good fun. I asked Max the same question, but what are you expecting from the F4 at Mugello?
Well, I expect it to be even closer racing, honestly. There's a less dirty air. You can even get a run to the line on the last lap with a nice exit. So it's going to be a lot more pack racing, I guess. But yeah, I think quali will be bigger gaps, but the racing will be much closer.
Nice one. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'll let you get back to a bit of practice then before we head to our next race. Congratulations, mate. And you've held on to the top of the championship, I guess. So well done.
Cheers. Thanks. See you later.
So yeah, with that result, Chris Lullum will hang on to the championship lead heading into our next 2 races. So our next 2 races are going to be at Mugello with the Formula 4. And there will be, again, it's not 30 minutes this time, it's 15 minutes. So the first race will be dealt with qualifying, and then the second race will be a reverse grid of 10 drivers. So that's really to be looked forward to. That is for certain. I wonder whether we might have one more driver. Oh, we do. And it is maybe my favorite person in the world of sim racing I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, Enzo Benito. You beautiful man. How you doing?
Hey, hi, hello. Hi, guys.
How did you find that?
Terrible.
Oh, no.
How can you go for a 0.1 in practice to a 0.5 in quali? I don't know, but not happy with myself. I will... yeah, very sad. But the draft in the race was pretty fun anyway. The train, whatever. I got shunted a couple of times, and maybe I shunted someone as well, but that's how it is, right?
Certainly is, Enzo. We had the pleasure of seeing you on camera, especially after the first practice session where you were top. So that means your camera was on screen. That was great. And again, I've got no favourites, Enzo. But can you please be at least pole position or quickest in practice, or even potentially win a race, just so we get to see you on camera?
Absolutely, yes. I will win this race.
Nice one, mate. Well, I wish you the very best of luck, mate. I will see you hopefully after one of the next 2 races. But yeah, good luck.
Cheers. See you later.
Nice little chat with 3 of our drivers. But yeah, just then, so we've done Silverstone. We've indeed now done the F3 car. We're going to head to Mugello with the F4 car, and let's just have a little sort of teaser, a little explanation as to what's a little bit different about the format for the next race. It'll pop up on your screens right now, and we can explain because it's a bit different. So it was initially going to be the same with a qualifying session and a 30-minute race, but it's been changed where we have 2 races now. Both races are worth the same amount of points as a major round as well. So yeah, maybe that'll pop up on the screen for us. That'd be great. There we go. Perfect. Perfectly done. So next race coming up then in about 15 minutes will be the FIA F4 at Mugello. We'll have a little talk about that when we get back.
atmosphere is great. They're having a good time. I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, you know, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be on. My big dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max
I can't believe
Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Nice pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Congratulations. Awesome drive.
Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row. You're on your own, mate. Now that's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
Real racers never quit. Season 4, round 1 is away. There's some contact in the background. There's a spin. There is a spin. That's Alexei Nesov to Max in P5. And unfortunately, Verstappen is now 1.7 back, and there's just nothing you can do. And I think Will Chadwick's decided, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going to go for this. I don't mind if that group of 4 behind catches up. Now look who's involved. It is an 8-way battle for the race lead. This is what we want from Real Racers Never Quit. Max there with a little touch to the back, and is that a spin? Oh, it is. Now down to P11, being caught by Dries Vanthoor and Alexei Nesov. Oh, almost a bit of touchy. And all of a sudden, Gustavo Ariel managed to make himself a lovely little home in P4 from P7. So things are very much warming up. Oh, car just disappeared. That's on the Steinbreiten. And Lullen is just about going to get it, I believe. And it's going to finish in second spot. Gustavo Ariel finishes in third. Kiter will take 4th. The top 5 then for William Chadwick.
The atmosphere is great. You're having a good time. I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be in. My big dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Nice pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Congratulations. Awesome drive.
Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row. You're on your own, mate. Now that's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
Real racers never quit. Season 4, round 1 is away. There's some contact in the background. There's a spin. There is a spin. That's Alexei Nesov to Max in P5. Unfortunately, Verstappen is now 1.7 back, and there's just nothing you can do. And I think Will Chadwick's decided, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going to go for this. I don't mind if that group of 4 behind catches up. Now look who's involved. It is an 8-way battle for the race lead. This is what we want from Real Racers Never Quit. Max there with a little touch to the back, and is that a spin? Oh, it is. Now down to P11, being caught by Dries Vanthoor and Alexei Nesov. Oh, almost a bit of touchy. And all of a sudden, Gustavo Ariel managed to make himself a lovely little home in P4 from P7. And things are very much warming up. Oh, car just disappeared. That's on the Steinbreiten. And Lullen is just about going to get it, I believe. And it's going to finish in second spot. Gustavo Ariel finishes in third. Kiter will take 4th. The top 5 then for William Chadwick.
The atmosphere is great. They're having a good time. I think for a driver it's great, especially for us, being a home circuit for us. But also for the fans, it's a great atmosphere to be on. My big dream is F1, of course.
He will be 17 when he will have his first race.
Max Verstappen, you are a race winner. Fantastic. What a great debut. That was epic. You've won your home race.
Nice pushing 72 laps here. I love it. Great job, guys.
P10 to P1. Congratulations. Awesome drive.
Max, that is mighty. 10 races in a row. You're on your own, mate. Now that's history. Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate. Absolutely unbelievable.
All missions complete. What a year. Well done, my friend.
My big dream is F1, of course.
Real racers never quit. Season 4, round 1 is away. There's some contact in the background. There's a spin. There is a spin. That's Alexei Nesov to Max in P5. And unfortunately, Verstappen is now 1.7 back, and there's just nothing you can do. And I think Will Chadwick's decided, you know what, I'm going for this. I'm absolutely going to go for this. I don't mind if that group of 4 behind catches up. And now look who's involved. It is an 8-way battle for the race lead. This is what we want from Real Racers Never Quit. Max there with a little touch to the back, and is that a spin? Oh, it is. Now down to P11, being caught by Dries Vanthoor and Alexei Nesov. Oh, almost a bit of touchy. And all of a sudden, Gustavo Ariel managed to make himself a lovely little home in P4 from P7. And things are very much warming up. Oh, car just disappeared. That's on the Steinbreiten. And Lullen is just about going to get it, I believe. And it's going to finish in second spot. Gustavo Ariel finishes in third. Keitel will take fourth. A top 5 then for William Chadwick. Welcome back to Real Racers Never Quit 2024. We have just had round number 2 at Silverstone in the Dallara F3, and oh boy, it was absolutely ridiculous with Max Verstappen coming out on top and winning the race. It's now time for round 3, which is a little bit of a twist with this one. We actually have 2 races for you for round 3. They are both worth the same amount of points as a full round. So effectively, we've got round 3 and indeed round number 4. Lovely old job. My name's Luke Crane, aka Actual Vision. Hopefully I find you well for the Real Racers Never Quit. I'll be your commentator and host for the entirety of the season. We are nearly at the halfway point of the season, actually. Let me know in the chat if you are enjoying yourself. Let me know from around the world where you are watching and maybe who you are indeed supporting. Right, enough of all that garbage. Now let's head on to the rest of the show. Let's check out the overview of how things are going to work then for people who may have just tuned in a little bit late to the broadcast. As you can see, we have got ourselves a second race. So we've got practice, which is happening right now. We're probably going to end up tuning into practice. We've got 20 minutes of that. Then we've got qualifying, which is 4 laps. You get to put their best lap times in, of course. And then we've got 2 heats of 15 minutes. So the first race, the grid will be formed by qualifying session. And then the second grid will be a top 10 reverse of the race result. So there you have it. Oh, very good stuff indeed. I'm just trying to get my breath back after what we had only a few minutes ago. To be completely honest, I'm just absolutely shocked at how good it was. Mugello circuit then, quite new to the iRacing service. It's got 15 corners, 3.25 mile circuit in Florence, Tuscany. It actually boasts a stadium capacity of 50,000 people, which is a good size for a major professional football team. Mugello is famous for hosting series such as MotoGP and DTM. It also hosted F1 in 2020 with the Tuscan GP, part of the COVID-restricted season. Today we're going to be using the F4 car in a slightly changed format, as mentioned previously. So again, just for anyone that's been watching the championship, we're like, oh, hold on, why is there only a 15-minute race? Well, it's because it's been changed. There is the FIA F4, 160 horsepower, 570 kgs, and it's got a sequential gearbox. See the beautiful red line livery there as well. So yeah, let's head then out onto the circuit and see our race car drivers that will be taking part in today's race. So again, we've got a few minutes left of our practice session, then we'll head into a 10-minute qualifying session, and then it will be all about racing action. So we'll have one race, which indeed the grid will be set by qualifying, and then we will have a second race, which will be a top 10 reverse grid. So yeah, pretty exciting. So again, let me know where you're watching from around the world, who you're supporting, and I will try and give you a shout out. Sometimes the chat moves a little bit too fast for me, so I will absolutely try and give a shout out there. Jessica Quintel, thank you very much for your generosity to the stream. Dodier, thank you for your Prime as well. And yeah, maybe if you have a spare Prime, you want to use it. Kaylee as well, thanks for you two gifted on the stream. I'll try and give you a bit of a shout out here. Casper Stucker fans there, Luke510. There's lots of Casper fans in the chat. I can almost guarantee it. Last week, you guys were popping off in the chat, and well, this week with him actually racing, you get to see your hero involved. There's Sam Keitel got his beautiful curtains on the top of his head. Of course, racing for Team Redline. He's 24 years old, and apparently taking off tracks is his passion. Well, if that is a ticket to Redline, maybe, just maybe, I could still be a professional sim racer. Because I'm very good at doing that too. Very good, in fact, of doing that. Lots of Max Diogo Lullum fans as well. We have got Max fan there as well. Oh, AMX Global, I see it. I see it. Thank you very much. Oh, I really do appreciate it. You love me, not as much as I love this guy, Enzo Benito. Oh, he is quite something, this guy. We're on board with him. This is his home race, I guess. This is his home race. He actually has some real-life experience in a KTM car where he got taken out quite aggressively. So, not fond memories around here. NASCAR fan is also a fan of me. I appreciate that. Oh, some nice comments, guys. Thank you very much, everybody. I really do appreciate the nice comments. Yeah. If you want to get the live timing, there's a QR code. I'm over the age of 30, guys, so I don't understand how that stuff works. But if you are hip and down with the kids, then you'll know exactly how those QR things work, and you can get live timing. Alternatively, you can head to Twitter, Team Redline Sim, and they actually tweeted out earlier on. Oh, also, driver of the race from the first race. No surprises, ladies and gentlemen. It was Max Verstappen. So Max is our driver of the round. We will have a vote as well. 2 drivers will be pulled from race number 1 and 2 drivers will be pulled from race number 2. We'll have another vote. So make sure you go follow Team Redline Sim over on Twitter. That is where the vote will be. Oh, Nath, you can't vote me driver of the day, but I do appreciate the sentiment. Maybe Issa should put me in. Maybe I should be part of the driver of the round. Max Verstappen, age 26. He's done so much in those very young years. And his quote is full send. What else could it be? What else, quite literally, could it be? He's actually got the number 1 car this time around. It's the number 33 in the previous race, and now he's got the number 1 car, which he's fully entitled to do, to be fair. You guys are now trolling me in the chat here. It's brilliant. It's a lovely old job. Simply lovely full send. Yeah, let's vote for chat as driver of the day. That's a good chat. That's a really good chat. Kasper Stucker, by the way, is currently 2nd fastest as it stands. I was actually watching Max and Chris do a little bit of practice earlier on, and they very much enjoyed it. I learned a little bit about what we could expect. They're going to be able to follow each other very, very closely, and also you want to be in the lead going into the final corner because it's very difficult to get a run good enough to run across the line and win the race. So you need to be in the lead going around the final corner to win the race realistically. As we see some more side-by-side action. It's got the number 9 there, Florian Lebigra. You're going to look there backwards. And we're heading then onto the start-finish straight. You see it's a little bit, it's like an oval, it's like a bit of banking. So on the outside line, it really is a lot quicker than the inside line. So if you hold that outside line, you're good to go. It's Florian there. Just a little love tap to Max. We would like to give Max a love tap, don't we? And the session is about to be done. 8 seconds to go, and then we've got a qualifying session of 10 minutes. So remember, this is different to the previous rounds. There are 2 races. So the first race, qualifying will deal with our grid. Oh, here we go. We've got Florian Lebigra. Look at him. Look at that beautiful man. The young Frenchman, 20 years old. Florian_Lebigra on Instagram. Make sure you go and check out his social network. I don't like to go over curbs because I don't want to be hard on the tyres. Fair enough? Fair enough? Well, it's the end of practice. You know what time that is. Time for a bit of funky music. And then official results pop up. Although, no, we're going straight to qualifying today. Oh, there we are. Nope. Max was the fastest then. Kasper Stucker was in 2nd spot. Chris Lullum in 3rd. Enzo Deligny in 4th. Enzo Benito in 5th. We've got Bennett in 6th. Chadwick in 7th. Diogo Pinto 8th. 9th then for Lebigra. 10th for Sam Keiter. And Gustavo Ariel is going to be in 11th position. I will say one thing. I've not seen Max smile this much ever, I think. Every time the camera's on, you just see his white teeth. He is very, very happy and having a good time. So that's what this is all about. Right, let's head to qualifying. So it looks like we're on board here, probably with Max. So we'll just chill, just watch whilst we do this formation lap, and then we'll take you on a lap of Mugello. Look at this complex of corners here. It's so quick. But the scenery is beautiful here in Tuscany. So they've got 10 minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. The first warm-up lap doesn't count as a lap, then they get 4 fast attempts around this circuit. So you can see a lot of undulation around here, as we're going to go on board with Chris Lullen then. So he's our championship leader. So actually it's a really good idea that we do go on board with him. So he heads then towards the final sector of this circuit. As we see a SimiCube active pedal cam, again with the dinosaurs. Hopefully Mr. Lullen decides to pick different socks each week so we can really start a conversation. I feel like socks aren't discussed enough. So around the final corner we will go, opening up as best as he possibly can. And here we go, a lap then of Mugello. It's a long run down towards turn number 1. You've got to use the banking on the final corner there to try and propel your car down this start-finish straight. Nice little brush of the hair, he's smiling, he's chilling. Not sure there's too much stress going involved. Across the start-finish line we will go down towards turn number 1 then, which is called San Donato. And I'm telling you now, we are going to see some of the best corner names possible right now. So there we go, San Donato sorted and done. In towards turn number 2, which is a left-hander at the top of a hill. This is called Luco. Maybe it should be Luke Crane, but here we are. We've then got Poggio Socco in P3, and then we head all the way down towards Materazzi. Nice chicane. And now we swing the car down the hill towards the right, and this is just the most picturesque part of the circuit. You can see lots of the circuit that you are going to embark upon. So they come through Casanova. I've fallen in love with this circuit, so it's quite an appropriate name. As we then come through Savelli, and then in towards Arrabbiata. And that's a sweeping right-hander. Now you go up the top of the hill once again, highest part of the circuit apart from in the first sector. Through turn number 9, now towards turn number 10. Got ourselves yet another chicane to contend. We've got William Chadwick here in the number 88. So a little bit further back. So he's coming through turn number 10 and indeed turn number 11, which is another chicane. So, you know, we're a little bit further up now. We're turn number 12. Now we're heading in towards the final couple of corners of this lap. We're about to see some times pop up onto the timesheets. Someone just said they're not dinosaurs. Hold on, are they not dinosaurs? Are they not dinosaurs? Chat, please explain. I feel like I've been lied to. Jessica with another 5 bomb. Thank you very much. So Max Verstappen's put the first lap time in then, a 47.8. Luke Bennett, second position then, just about 2/10 slower. We've then got Florian Abigra, who has just gone a little bit faster. Kasper Stucker has gone into third position. Chris Lullen is in 4th. Deligny is in 6th position. Gustavo Ariel just goes ahead of Chadwick in 7th spot. Oh, they're sausage dogs. They're wiener dogs. He's got wiener dogs as his socks. Fair enough. Oh, they look like dinosaurs. Here's Gustavo Ariel then. He's representing AMX Global. Of course, a Team Redline driver now as well. One of very few drivers, I mean very few drivers, who've got 11,000 iRating, which is absolutely ridiculous. Considering, you know, the highest I've ever been is 3,000. Yeah, there we go. Sausage dogs. Yeah, we call them sausage dogs in the UK. In America, they're called wiener dogs. So yeah, there we go. Victor, I don't trust the chat. I'm going to call him Gustavo if you don't mind. I just don't trust the chat. Oh, Bennett, there he's smiling. He's having a giggle. Currently P4. Look at their iRating, 9.3k. It's Chris Lullen there with 10. And you've got 11.1k for Gustavo Ariel. You've got Diego Pinto's on 10k, Sam Keitel on 9.3k. And if you're wondering what the black license is, that's because they've got a World Championship license. That means they appear in the World Championships. There is Luke Bennett, 18 years old. Luke Bennett Racing on Instagram. You should definitely follow him. He said, I've got 99 problems, but being up the front isn't one, apart from at Silverstone in an F3 car. But he did manage to do well at Daytona, and I'm sure he's going to do well here today as well. Max Verstappen A 47.8 is still the fastest time. Enzo Benito does go a little bit faster on his home race of the championship. He's up to second spot. Stucker is in third position. We've then got Chris Lullum in fourth. Lebigra in fifth. Luke Bennett sixth. Whittle Chadwick is in seventh. Deligny eighth. Gustavo Ariel is in ninth. And that's the only amount of times we've had. 9 people have managed to get lap times in as it stands. So we're on board with Max here. Very minimal steering inputs. Like almost nothing. See a lovely little shot there of Max doing his hobby. He races in a series called Formula A that he does a few times a year. So, he takes up quite a lot of his time with that hobby. Up over the crest we will go. See all of the orange fans. And then, there we go. Normally you see him lift a trophy, and then the outro of F1 plays, which is the Dutch national anthem. So in towards that final sector, you can see the stadium on the left-hand side. So we go in behind the stadium, in through this very fast chicane, flat out, cutting as much as you possibly can without getting a 1x. Now we're heading in towards that final corner. We're on board with Sam Kiter in the number 7 car, opening up the final corner. Max actually went purple through sector 1. Kiter's gone green through sector 2. He hasn't put a lap time in yet though, so ultimately any lap time is going to be good as a banker. Still got 2.5 minutes to go, so plenty of time to get another lap time in. Across the line for him. Where does he manage to put himself? Well, he actually hasn't managed to get a lap time in, so this is going to be his one and only attempt here. So Sam Kiter, Diogo Pinto yet to get lap times in. 47.7. So a little bit faster than Max has gone quicker. And he has definitely been the star of the show today. Definitely been the star of the show today as Max. And I'm sure there's many of you out there that kind of expect it. But to be as good as he is in a real car, and to then also transition into sim racing and be as good as these sim racers is quite ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous. I'm not sure people realise quite how difficult that is. Here's Enzo Deligny. He's a Red Bull Junior driver, 15 years old. He's got the world at his feet, ladies and gentlemen. And his quote is, Allez le bleu. So Forza.Enzo on Instagram, if you go follow his journey up through the ranks of open wheel racing. I'm sure we're going to see a lot from Enzo over the next few years. That is for certain. And let's just check out the steering inputs here. Again, very minimal. Look how smooth it is. A little bit jagged on the exits, again, just to try and get the wheels facing all in the right direction. But yeah, it's just so minimal. Trying to not scrub any speed whatsoever. Really nice driving style. Really nice driving style. So heading in towards the final few corners. And this will be the final attempts here. Got 9 minutes done and dusted on the clock there. Also tomorrow we will have a Wild Wednesday on the channel. We're doing EAFC, guys. So if you want to get yourself watching, make sure you hit that follow button on this stream. We'll be live at about 5 p.m. UK, 6 p.m. European time for a couple of hours. So EAFC. It's going to be me, Max, Bennett, Bosch. We've got Bono, who's coming on, as well as Gianni. So there's about 6 of us, I think. 6 of us tomorrow. And we're also going to be doing a broadcast this weekend for the DNLS. Max is racing. The 2 Maxes are racing, actually, together. We've got Max Verstappen and Max Wennig racing in the same car. And we've got a couple of other cars in the race as well. But we're going to be doing a watch-along. But here is the official qualifying results then. Our last qualifying session of the day. Let's see who's on top. And it will be no surprise to you watching at home. It is that man from the Netherlands. It is Max Verstappen yet again. Star of the show, winner of race 1 today. And looks like he is best positioned to go out there and win race number 2. So he's got that little modest smile on his face. Well, I think we might be able to get an interview of him again. Talk about what his plans are for the rest of the day. Chris Lullum then is in second spot. Kasper Stucker in third. Enzo Benito is in fourth position. Bennett and Florian Lebigra are 5th and 6th. Gustavo Ariel and William Chadwick are 7th and 8th. Enzo Deligny and Sam Kiter are 9th and 10th. And then Diogo Pinto, with no time, starts at the back. And I'm sure that was a calculated plan. Diogo loves to get involved and make overtakes. So, yeah, he's going to give everything. Here we are then, we're on the grid for our second race. And breathe. Everybody breathe. If it's like the first race we've had today, well, we're going to struggle, aren't we? We are absolutely going to struggle. Certainly going to give it my best here. So we're waiting everyone to appear. 15 minutes racing here, so not the 30 minutes we've had previously. And then we will have a 10-position reverse grid for race number 2. And again, to everybody watching at home right now, we will have a driver of the round vote, or driver of the race vote. And that one will be done over on X or Twitter. Team Redline Sim. Let's do it. Everybody waiting with bated breath. Here we go. We're about to go. Green light racing here. It is round number 3 of the Real Racers Never Quit here at Mugello in the F4, and we are off and indeed running. Max Verstappen and Chris Lullam, as they were in the previous race, P1, P2, but it was actually Chris Lullam that took the lead in the start of that race. Max then took the lead at the end of the race to go out there and win it. Look at Kasper Stucker, who's now up the inside, maybe looking to plot his way up towards P2. Side by side with Lullam. Lullam on the outside gets a lovely run, and ultimately he's going to hold on. It's 3 wide a bit further back, and you've got to be careful there. William Chadwick's going to drop back, and actually that was probably the cleverest play there. He might lose positions early in this race, but they're all facing in the right direction, and they're all still in the slipstream. That could have ended very badly indeed there, so credit to William. He didn't let his ego get in the way there, and he actually ultimately kept everyone in the race. Enzo Benito, sorry, that's not Enzo Benito at all, it's Deligny. Deligny's in the number 10 this time round. He's trying to fight with Chadwick, but ultimately it's not going to work out. But there we go. Race lead, it is Max Verstappen, Christopher Lullam in second, Kasper Stucker is in third. Could we see a podium for the young Polish superstar? I know that the chat will go absolutely insane to see Stucker get himself a podium. We again got Luke Bennett in 4th position, Labigra in 5th, Benito, Chadwick, Ariel, Deligny, Keiter, and then at the back then it is Diogo Pinto. Everybody within about 2.5 seconds, I would say. Everybody within the toe. So ultimately, it's still all to play for everybody on this grid. Chris Lullam leads the championship, remember. I believe Luke Bennett will probably still be in 2nd spot. Gustavo Ariel will probably still be in 3rd. I think Max, though, might have moved up into 4th position. So he'll be looking for a race victory here. Maybe get another one going into the 4th race. As we see a big mistake there from the number 2. That's Enzo Benito. Wow, just like in real life when he last raced here, he managed to almost face the wrong way. So not ideal. Front 2, doing a little bit of bump drafting. Kasper Stucker is still going to close up, though. They're almost going to try and drive away here, but I just think that the setup is so heavy that it's not going to be a possibility. You can see there, Stucker is very much stuck to the back of the front 2. So Bennett also going to keep them very honest, and all of a sudden, maybe they've got out of range then to Florian Labigra. They absolutely have. So Florian Labigra is not going to be able to push for a race victory unless there's a mistake from the front 4. So as it stands, Max, Chris, Kasper, Luke Bennett are all going to battle it out for the race victory. We've got loads of Polish chat going on right now. I wonder who you're all supporting. Come on, guys. Come on then, guys. If you are supporting Kasper, let me know in the chat. I want you to spam in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you are supporting Kasper. Let's see how many people are here supporting. There, look at it. There it is. There is a wall. The Polish wall in the Twitch chat. We love to see it. Maxo still leads this race. Lullam in 2nd spot. Kasper needs to be, he needs to be clever here, because not only is he racing against some red line drivers, he's racing against 3 of them at the sharp end here. It's almost impossible. They will gang up on him if they have to. That's kind of the nature of being a teammate. They won't want him to go out there and get a victory, but I know that Stucker will want to get stuck in. Oh, it's 2 puns already. Loving it. It's towards that final corner we come then at the end of lap number 2. And again, Max just holds on to the lead. It's very important that on the final lap, you are the lead car, ultimately, because it's very difficult to get momentum significant enough to run up towards the line and be ahead. You can get alongside, but not quite into the lead of the race. Lullam then, very patiently, moving up behind Max Verstappen. Stucker getting a little nudge there. He's got the inside line. And while Max gets across to block him, and is there the potential for him to maybe move up into 2nd position? Well, no, he gets a big lock up there. So Bennett just nudged him. All right, Bennett might be starting to work together here with Stucker. is there a chance for him and for Bennett and him to move up? Because and then Stucker got second, it would take points away from Lullum and Max, which then gives Bennett a chance to move closer to the top of the championship. So it actually is in Bennett's best interest to try and get Stucker into the lead here and then maybe take it at the end. But as it stands, the front two separated by absolutely nothing. We've got a little bit of a gap behind to the Polish sensation. And then in fourth position, Lebigra was 1.7 seconds behind, now 1.9. So the front four, realistically, it's going to be tough for them to be caught now. Very tough for them to be caught unless they start really battling, and then everybody will get involved. So Lebigra effectively is in the lead of the second race. So you've got Deligny just in behind Lebigra, you've got Chadwick in behind them, Ariel, Pinto, Benito and Kaita getting into it as well. You can see the concentration, the tongue's about to come out from Mr. Lullum. He is very, very close indeed. You can tell him and Max are talking, trying to figure out what the best plan of action is. As we head then down towards the final corner. Still going to be Max Verstappen in the lead of this race. Number one car battling with the number 3. You can see Lullum trying to hold that inside line, but Max, with the banking of that final corner, just gets a little bit better drive. Lullum will get the run to potentially get ahead up and towards turn number 1, but again, look how important this is. Across the line, Max is still ahead. Very difficult unless you get the perfect drive and the car in front of you makes a mistake, that if you're in second position, that you will be able to have a chance to take the lead. As we see Stucker try and send one up the inside. There's a mistake there from Max. There's a laugh there from Lullum. Lullum is just thinking, oh, what's going on here then, Max? And yeah, I think Lullum might have just mind-hunted Max there a little bit. But there was a little lock-up. Although I think Max might be looking to retake this position from Stucker in towards the chicane we come in sector number 1. Yeah, now we're running down in towards Cervelli, which is turn number 7. Beautiful undulating part of the circuit. Yeah, Stucker up to P2. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, the Polish driver's up to P2 and the chat might be about to go wild. Is there an opportunity for him to go out there and win this race? See Max very close in behind. Bennett also very close in behind. Get to look there at Kasper on your screens. We've got Max is on board, who's just in behind. And as you can see, there's a little lane there on the outside of the corner. Apparently that's a penalty lap for MotoGP. Max said that to us today. So yeah, if you get given a penalty, you have to drive through that lane and you lose time. I never knew that. So you learn something new every day. So in towards the final corner we will come, and Lullum's got a nice gap to work with. And I think you'll find Max will be pushing that blue Formula 4 car closer towards Christopher Lullum. Across the line they go. We're just heading towards the halfway point of race number 1 here at Mugello. Is there going to be a potential send here? He is close enough. Oh, Stucker defends that. He sends it up the inside of Lullum, and unfortunately nobody is home. Stucker's going to come back on, and well, he's going to lose not only P2, but I think Bennett, by the time they come through the right-hander in this chicane, is going to mop up P3. But the most important thing here is Gustavo Ariel now, who's P5, is now only 1.4 seconds behind. So one more incident like that, and all of a sudden the rest of the pack get involved in this race. Yeah, Stucker defended late across Max and then just didn't hit the brake in time, unfortunately. But we've got plenty of time. Still plenty of time. 6 minutes left to go, or 7 minutes left to go. We're on board then with Christopher Lullum. Max all of a sudden goes up from 3rd to 1st because of that little error. Lullum decided to back out of it entirely, didn't want to get caught. Now we're running into the back end chicane. There's a little lane to the right-hand side of our screens. You should see it. Oh, we just missed it there. But there's a little lane. That's where they have to go for a penalty lap in MotoGP. The chat waiting for the Dutch national anthem. Heading down to the final corner then. A little bit of a nudge there from Lullum. 1.7 seconds now is the gap between 4th and P5. So they've still not closed up enough to really get involved in this race. 6 minutes left on the clock. There you go. There is the push. Chris Lullum hoping that Max just keeps the wheel dead centre. Don't move left, don't move right. But look at Kasper Stucker. Is he going to send it? Well, it's Luke Bennett this time. Max gets across. It's almost 3 wide as we come down towards turn number 1. And well, Luke Bennett doesn't take advantage of them two being wide. Stays into P3. Stucker holds on to P4. Lullum, you can see, scraped the front there. That's from the bump drafting, so he's all good. Chadwick is now up ahead of Gustavo Ariel. So, ironically, they're battling more in the second group, which is costing them more time, meaning that the front 4 are able to just sail away off into the sunset. Down in towards 6 and 7 again. So this is Casanova, then into Savelli. Then we've got the sweeping right hand uphill of Arabiata. Still Max leading. 5 minutes left to go. So 2/3 of this race done and dusted. Yeah, 2.3 seconds is a long time, especially when the front 4 are working as a pack. So it's very difficult to catch up. Very difficult to catch up there. Luke Bennett, by the way, has got the heart pants suit on, which is always good. Smiling away to himself, look. He's up into a P3 right now. Needs to try and catch up. You see him behind him there is Kasper Stucker. So heading into that final corner. A little bit of a lean of the head. Again, I'll be leaning over half of the room. I haven't got any control of my body. We run then out of the final corner. Slipstream engaged. Are we going to see a send from Bennett? I wonder if Bennett can hear the broadcast. Nod up and down if you can hear it. We're heading then, it's going to be 3 wide. He's going to be forced to go all the way around the outside here. Max on the inside, Lullum in the middle. And how late do you want to brake here, Bennett? Can you make the move on both of them? It's going to be almost impossible, but the banking of this corner may help him. The camber of the corner may help him. Unfortunately, the exit washes him out. Chris Lullum is going to go back up to P2, although they are still side by side. And ultimately, by the time they get it sorted out through the chicane, Chris Lullum does hold on to P3. Kasper Stucker still just in behind. The gap now to the second group is 2.4 seconds. We have got 3.5 minutes remaining of this race. So for me, I believe that's 2 more laps after this one. So I think we've got about 2 more laps after this one. So moves are now going to start to happen. Pretty sure of it, as we see a big tank slapper there from Bennett. Just ran a little bit wide as he came down the hill through Savelli. Up the hill we come then. Arabiata up over the crest now. The Arabiata 2. Now we're heading in towards turn number 10, which is Scarparia, and then in towards Pelagio. And on this camera angle, we'll be able to see this little lane on the left-hand side that I was trying to point out. You'll all be like, oh yeah, look, there it is. There's a lane. You've got to go through that. It's like a little pit entry. But you've got to take it as a penalty lap. Everybody in the chat loving the racing. It's really good racing, guys, isn't it? Really good. 2 races in a row where it's been absolutely sensational. Heading then down towards that final corner. Kasper Stucker has got to be looking at this thinking, I've got to try and make a move at some point on the car in P3 if I want to go into the lead of this race. But the front 2 are working together so well that it's almost impossible. Max is thinking right now with, I believe, 2 laps to go. I think there's 2 laps to go in this race. He's got to be thinking, how can I be ahead of Chris going on to that final lap? If I'm ahead, I feel like I'm good. If I'm ahead out of turn number 1, he'll feel like he's good to go and win this. Kasper Stucker is going to make a move on Luke Bennett. Luke Bennett will not be able to defend that. Stucker, oh, he sends it, and Bennett is being binned off. That is, he's not going to be happy with that, that's for certain. Now all of a sudden there's a battle on his hands to hold on to that top 4. Stucker does move up into a P3. He's just in behind the front 2 as they are side by side then running in towards the chicane at the top of the hill. And this is 4 and 5. Are they side by side still on the exit? No, they're not. So Chris Lullum has made that move stick. It's time to have a little breather. You can't make an overtake through this downhill section. You can just chill and relax. Now we're coming through Arabiata 1 and 2. Luke Bennett is now under so much pressure. Well, Chadwick actually got him. So Chadwick moves up to P4. Luke Bennett's now in P5. Gustavo Ariel 6th. Deligny 7th. Benito 8th. 9th for Pinto. Nabiga 10th. Heiter is in 11th position. 1.5 laps remain as we see a replay then of Luke Bennett, Kasper Stucker. Yeah, not a lot we can really see from there. I think look like Stucker was... Oh no, on that angle it looks like he's washed out a little bit. And Bennett's really a bit of an innocent bystander. So we'd need to see that realistically from a chase cam view or on board or something. But then we see this. This is even more action happening further back there. That's where Bennett lost out the position. You'll want to try and get into P4 at an absolute minimum. So across the start-finish line we'll go. White flag will be flying. Who will get the race victory? It's going to be between Max Verstappen, Chris Lullum and Kasper Stucker. Who will get the race victory here? Stucker's going to go all the way around the outside. Is he faking it to then send one up the inside? That is the question. Well, Max will take the outside line. That should really open the door for an opportunity. Actually, it's Lullum that takes the outside line. It should open the door here for an opportunity for Kasper Stucker. Can he hang it around the outside of the chicane? He absolutely can. While he's going to drive through here and maybe, just maybe, get ahead. And again, it's beneficial to Max right now if Lullum does not come P2. So if he can not only win this race, but help himself by Stucker taking points away from Lullum, well, it would then be a perfect week so far for Max, with one race still remaining on the day. Remember, we've got a 10-grid reverse race coming your way. Kasper Stucker on board, P3 in the bottom right-hand corner, with Chris Lullum just up ahead of him and Max Verstappen leading out this race. Down the back straight they come, in towards turn 10 and then in towards turn 11. Merely 4 corners to negotiate for Max to pick up his second win of the season and 2 out of 3 possible races. Chris Lullum has had an exceptional season so far. He's managed to come second twice if he comes second here, and a race win, which still will put him as top of the championship. I think Max now will move into second position. So can Lullum find a bit of magic here? I think he needs to run side by side. Max will defend that inside line. But as they come up towards the hairpin, who will come out on top here? You know, Stucker's going to try and find a little bit of momentum. As we come around the final corner then, Max gets a really nice run. Then the slipstream comes out for Chris Lullum. They are side by side, and how close will it be? Across the line they will go. It is just about going to go to Max, I think. Yes, it is. There's the fist bump. He just takes it by less than 1/10 of a second. Lullum finishes in second spot. Stucker, wow, 1/10 further back than everybody. He is in third spot. Incredible stuff there indeed. The front 3 could have been covered by a blanket. They were that close. And well, for a second race in a row, absolutely exceptional stuff. It's round 3, FIA F4 at Mugello. Max Verstappen is your race winner, 0.04 of a second clear of Chris Lullum. Kasper Stucker picks up P3. He is 1.5 further back. Luke Bennett is in P4. Gustavo Ariel and Enzo Deligny are your top 6. We then got William Chadwick, Diogo Pinto as your top 8. Enzo Benito and Florian Lebigra are 9th and indeed 10th. And Sam Keitel, 5 seconds off the lead, finishes in 11th position. And well, if you think we've got time to breathe, ladies and gentlemen, we absolutely do not, because the reverse race is already queuing up on the grid. 15 minutes of action, a 10-place reverse grid. Oh, wow. Incredible stuff here. Here we go. We're already off, ladies and gentlemen. And well, I believe we're on board with Gustavo Ariel. No, we're not. It's definitely not Gustavo. It's not the AMX Global car. So I think we might be on board with Max here. As we head then down the order. Yeah, Kasper Stucker's just up ahead of him. So we are on board with Max. He's P10 on the grid, of course, winning this race number 1 at Mugello. He's going to make the move here on Kasper Stucker instantly up to P9. Has he got it done, though, before they get towards the left-hander? No, he hasn't. So Stucker's going to keep his nose in there, but I think now by the exit, he might get a job done. There's a number 2 car. Sorry, that's not Luke Bennett. It's Enzo Benito. That is slowed everybody down there, but ultimately he is good to go. Kasper Stucker actually makes an overtake there and gets the better lane. The outside lane there was the faster. And while you can see up ahead that Chris Lullum is very much struggling for grip. Gustavo Ariel as well, struggling for the grip. As we come down the hill once again, what a frantic start from these drivers. Lullum has got that inside line on Ariel, and Max is going to try and follow him through. He's going to run out of grip here. Have to let off the gas ever so slightly as they come through Arabiata. And I'll tell you what, I think Gustavo Ariel is still going to hang on to this. Almost a bit of a nudge there from Max as he sends one up the inside. How they've not collected each other is absolutely mind-boggling. And the real winner out of this is Stucker. Stucker's gained 3 spots in this little bit of an exchange on lap number 1. And then in towards that final sector we'll go. A bit of a lock-up there from Gustavo Ariel. He's going to be slow on the exit, but ultimately keeps the position. And right now, you don't really want to be fighting too hard because you'll lose the toe of the group in front. We saw how detrimental that can be to your race. So Max then sends it up the inside. Ariel, I think, is probably just going to let it happen. And right now, Florian Lebigre leads the way. Around the final corner, it's Lebigre, Pinto, Chadwick, Deligny and Bennett as your front five. We've then got Benito, Stucker, Lullum, Verstappen, Keiter, who's got ahead of Gustavo Ariel. And Ariel has actually just dropped back entirely. There must have been some sort of incident there. But yeah, not ideal. And for people wondering what happened as to why people are starting last as it goes 3 wide in towards turn 1. Chadwick on the outside line there, gets mugged a little bit. Lebigre trying to just hold on to that P2. Pinto now into the lead of the race. But yeah, if you're wondering why Max and why Lullum started near the back, it's because it was a 10 grid position reverse race from the first one. So yeah, Max finished P1, so that means he starts P10. Side-by-side action then between the number 10, that's Deligny. Oh, look at this. There's no way they get through there without contact. And well, there we go. And well, that is a flying car, ladies and gentlemen. That is a flying car of, I believe, Luke Bennett. Luke Bennett was facing the moon there, ladies and gentlemen. And he is no longer in this race. So he is done and dusted, promoting everybody up a little bit there as well. So not ideal. So Bennett will not be happy with how things have gone here. A little bit of a send there from Stucker on Benito. But ultimately they are going to hold firm. 1.1 second now, the advantage of the front three away from Enzo Benito. So big chance for big points here for Diogo Pinto, Lebigre and Chadwick. Yeah, that was definitely, I think that was like 4 barrel rolls there, guys. About 4. So yeah, that was about 4 barrel rolls there. Looks like we're going to get a replay of this as well. That spectacular bit of action. So here we go. We're going to see some side-by-side action. Oh, they're inside each other there. And well, something's got to give. And oh dear, that is do a barrel roll. And we'll do it the other way. And we'll do 2 more, 3, dismount, 4 more rolls. Yeah, I'm going to give that about a 9 out of 10 there. Front 3, by the way. Well, I said if they didn't do anything too silly, they'll be able to drive away. They're driving pretty silly right now, which is great for us watching at home, meaning the second group are going to catch up. Almost a bit of contact there between Lebigre and William Chadwick. Diogo Pinto still leading this race, but look at Kasper Stucker, look at Christopher Lullum and Enzo Benito. Oh, hold on, where's Max? Max has dropped down to 7th, and he's 1.7 seconds behind. So maybe him and Stucker have had a bit of shenanigans there as well. He was very, very close. So Lullum now looking to maybe extend that championship lead here by gaining some good points, but being 6/10 off of the gap in front with Stucker just up ahead of him might make it very, very difficult indeed. That's the lean we want to see. That's the sim racer's lean. Chadwick gaining an extra 0.4 of a second per lap with that lean. I do it even more so. I gain like 0.6 of a second, but I'm about 8 seconds off the pace. So it is what it is. Jessica, thank you so much for another gifted sub as well. 12 so far in today's broadcast. You're an absolute legend. Really do appreciate that. Max won race number 1 and race number 2, ladies and gentlemen. So if you've just tuned in, this is our final race of today's broadcast. So yeah, make sure that you will vote on your driver of the race, which is happening very shortly on Team Redline Sim over on Twitter. We've still got 10 minutes left of this race. We've also got a couple more broadcasts coming your way this week as well. So make sure you hit that follow button here on Twitch. We've got an EAFC stream with me, Max. We've got Gianni. We also have got Bennett and Bono and Bosch. So there's 6 of us tomorrow night for some EAFC. Oh, as Diogo moves over one way and then goes and blocks the other. We've also got DNLS, where we've got Max and Max racing together on Saturday. So plenty of contact between them, plenty of good content and plenty of contact. As we head through turn number 1, all of a sudden, the front 3 is now a front 6. So one little misdemeanor and instantly they all catch up. You see Stucker trying to get himself involved in this front 3. Side-by-side action then between Stucker and... Oh no, that is a big one. Who was that involving? I think Lebigre's done here as well. But did Lebigre manage to keep going? Stucker is facing the wrong way. So he's not had a good time there. Max now is promoted up 1.5 seconds a bit further back. And well, all of the Polish fans now are fuming. They are not happening. They are not happy with that. We've not seen exactly what happened there, but yeah, ultimately, Stucker is now down to P10. Here's Pinto then, in behind William Chadwick. Could Chadwick do it? Could William Chadwick go out there and get a race victory? Ladies and gentlemen, here in Real Racers Never Quit 2024. Into the final few corners. Oh, here's Stucker's crash. Oh yeah, they've just intertwined wheels. And that is it. Yeah, they intertwined wheels. Didn't really give each other enough room. And Stucker then got spun around. So his front wheel has hit the rear wheel of the number 9 car, which is Florian Lebigra. And ultimately, the momentum of the rear wheels being either the powertrain, rear wheel drive, has then just shot the car across the track. Not good. Not good. A little bit of a nudge then from Pinto. Pinto decided to work with Will Chadwick. I think they've got a gap here to Lulham. They realise how dangerous Lulham can be. And they don't want Lulham to get a second race victory. It looks like Kaiser's just dropped behind Lebigra. Lebigra making an overtake. And right now, Benito quite comfortably behind everyone. Could Benito maybe get a race victory here? Yeah, he maybe could. The front four are very close with each other. We're at the halfway point of this race already, which is mind-blowing how this race has gone so quickly. Yeah, Enzo with a genuine chance here on home soil to get his first Real Racers Never Quit win of the 2024 season. So he's there in the number 2 car, right behind Christopher Lulham. And Diogo and Chadwick just up the road. AMX Global, all with their hands in the air, feeling like they might get a chance of a race victory. We shall see. We shall see. Front four separated by about 7-8 tenths of a second, not a lot. And I think you need to start moving your way forward here with 6.5 minutes to go. Or yeah, 6.5 minutes to go. I think you need to start moving forward in this race. P4 is not going to be good enough. When you get to the final couple of laps, you need to be battling for the lead, I think. And you need to be on the lead going into turn number 1. A little bit of a nudge there from Benito, playing it clever. I think the best person to be following right now is probably Chris Lulham. So Lulham is now going to close up to the back here of Pinto and Chadwick. Definitely some chat happening here. Going to be working together. And there you go. Look at the difference in terms of pace with the slipstream. William Chadwick's trying to block across there. And well, that is not going to end well. It is 4 wide down towards turn number 1. Momentarily 4 wide. Max did predict that. And there it was, and how they've all got through there is that mind-boggling. But the gap's now coming down to Max in behind, so there's maybe a chance that we see a top 5 fight. Kaito's just dropped behind Ariel and Lebigra a bit further back down the order. Gap down now down to 1.6 seconds. So Max is hoping that these all decide to fight furiously as we get to see the gearbox cam here of William Chadwick. Chadwick leading another lap here at Mugello. And if he's leading going in towards turn number 1 on the final lap, I think it might be good enough to be done and dusted. Very exciting times ahead the next 5 minutes. I wonder what is in store for us. Hopefully you've enjoyed this broadcast as well, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you hit that follow button over on Twitch. Plenty of content coming from Team Redline. Yeah, make sure you hit that follow button. And let me know if you have had fun today. Let me know. Will Chadwick still in the lead. His car staring back at Diogo Pinto. Diogo Pinto, a PESC world champion. Will Chadwick, 2-time Raw before the 24 winner, won it this year, 2 years ago. Chris Lulham, who is an IMSA competitor. Also won the BMW Sim Cup. Won Le Mans Virtual. And you've got Enzo Benito, who is just an OG of sim racing. He's been there, he's won everything. Involved in absolutely everything. To go across the line again. Yeah, if it was to come down to the draft here, it just wouldn't be enough. You can see Enzo's trying to get involved. And Will Chadwick has just been team redlined. 100% team redlined. He's gone from first down to third. Enzo Benito's going to try and keep an overlap here, although he's going to be slow on the exit. No, he's kept it. And he should move up ahead. And just like that, it has gone from P1 to P4 for Chadwick, and he just has no one to help him there. The red line drivers working together. A little nudge there from Chris Lulham on Diogo Pinto, pushed him into the lead, and then, well, under braking through turn 1, Chris Lullum then took the lead himself. Said, thank you very much, I will have that. Chris Lullum just looks like he is in some unbelievable form. So through the undulating corners, up through Arrabbiata 1 and 2. Now we're heading down towards turn 10, Scarparia, before we head through Pelagio. And Will has got to be thinking, what can I do here? There's not a lot he can. There is not a lot he can do. Enzo may play rear gunner, but I doubt it actually. I think Enzo's going to be out for himself. You've got to be out for yourself here. Real racers, they never quit, remember. That is a fact. Real racers do never quit. El Rato, that is a fact. Yeah. No, they did ask me if I wanted to race, but unfortunately I just don't want to take away from the real drivers. As we Will Chadwick make a move on Enzo Benito. So Enzo gets out the way, and now Chadwick, with what, 2 minutes 30 seconds to go, 2 laps remaining of this race, has got to try and get involved here. I think he needs to be at least P2 by the end of this start-finish straight. You know Enzo Benito is going to absolutely send it. Will Chadwick then goes and defends, and now forces Enzo to be out nice and wide. The front two are side by side. This is perfect for them. There is a very well... Oh, there's contact then. Enzo's facing the wrong way, and he's managed to get it figured out. Chadwick waits. Fair play. He didn't need to do that. Chadwick gives back the position, and all of a sudden, that pesky 3-time Formula 1 world champion moves up into a podium spot. He will look at the two in front of him thinking, they're going to battle. There is a chance here for Max to win his 3rd race in a row. He could be a 3-time Real Racers Never Quit race winner and a 3-time Formula 1 world champion. Which would he prefer? Well, you know, I'm not going to say which one, but I think it might be this one. Let me just post then the Twitter poll for your driver of the race. There you go, guys. So I'm Actrovision in the chat, so you know that you're not clicking a dodgy link. So this is a this is both races, guys. So this is the two races here at Mugello added together. So there's 2 drivers from each race. So who is the round driver of the round for you guys? Someone just say, I am inevitable. Max is inevitable. Yeah, that's true. Chris Lullum then and Diogo Pinto battling for the race victory with Max Verstappen just in behind on the final lap of today's race. And actually, they've both got a nice gap to work with to push into as it stands. Diogo Pinto, I think, needs to be in the lead here. He's going to try and nudge. Lullum moves over and then realises actually it's a bit too late. And as they get towards turn number 1, I think Diogo may have a big opportunity of being just about ahead and also pinching Chris onto the apex to have that overlap on the exit and then sweep it up the inside of the chicane. And he's done exactly that. He now takes the lead of this race. Chris Lullum under pressure now from Max. Enzo Benito 1.8 seconds back. At this point, it is a case of he needs to put himself in a position just to take advantage of any potential contact. As Chris Lullum looks to make a move, and Max sends one down the inside. Oh, there is a touch between the two of them. Nearly gets ramped up in the air. Has to back out and now still sends it to come down towards the undulating part of this circuit of turn 6 in towards turn 7, Savelli. And is he going to make a move potentially in towards turn 8, Arrabbiata? No, not through the first one, but what about the second one? Right now, Diogo Pinto's looking in his rearview mirror thinking, this is perfect. This is what I needed. I needed a race victory. And these two battling basically makes it very easy for me to do so. Oh, hold your breath. Still a few corners to go. Diogo makes a big mistake. Massive mistake. Chris Lullum is probably going to get into the lead here. And where can Max position himself? Can he find himself one more opportunity? Diogo Pinto aggressively holds on. Now Max has the outside line going in towards the final set of chicanes and also into the final corner. And I tell you what, that's not the worst line to have here. There is an opportunity. It might end up going 3 wide. Into the final corner we will go. And Lullum then takes the outside line, but look at the run Max has got. Look at the run Max has got. He's got the slipstream here. Diogo Pinto's in the middle. It is side draft city. Who's going to take the victory here? Is it going to be Lullum? Is it going to be Diogo? Is it going to be Max? I think it's going to be, I don't know. I have no idea. No idea who takes the win. It is Chris Lolland, oh my! Oh my! Chris Lolland by 1/100th of a second picks up P1. Diogo Pinto picks up P2. And by 1,000th of a second, Max Verstappen takes P3. Oh my! That was delicious. Real races never quit, baby. That is there in a nutshell. Whew! Wow! That was insane. The chat are going absolutely ridiculous. Make sure you go vote for your driver of the race over on Twitter as well. But there is your race winner, Chris Lolland. Diogo Pinto does finish in second spot. Max Verstappen finishes in third position. Enzo Benito that is in fourth. William Chadwick in fifth. Enzo Deligny in sixth. Florian Lebigra in seventh. Gustavo Ariel in eighth. Sam Keitel ninth. And Kasper Stucker is in 10th position. Luke Bennett, unfortunately, who was facing the moon at one point, ended up down into 11th spot. Oh, wow. That might be the best race finish I have ever seen. It was 1/100th of a second separating the top three. 1,000th of a second separating second to third. Lolland does take the victory, Diogo does take second, and Max does take third. But I think the real winners are me and you all watching at home. Wow. Fair play. Take a bow, lads. That was special. And that is Real Racers Never Quit. I am so glad that they changed the format today to give us that race finish. But I think you'd all agree that all three races today have been sensational. And you get to watch this for free. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. So it looks like we do have our first interviewee then popping into the chat. So yeah, let's bring them on in and have a little conversation. But what a race finish that indeed was. Driver then in the chat with me this time around. Who have I got here? I've got Diogo Pinto. Diogo, giving us the entertainment there at the end. You certainly got yourself involved in race number 4 of the championship. But what a race finish that was.
Yeah, it was a crazy race. I knew Mr. Silly Luli was going to send it. Unfortunately, I did a mistake and bottled it, but it was a fun finish.
Oh, mate, you didn't bottle it at all. That was just brilliant. Like, ultimately, you know, you have to hold your line, right? And you just got to hope you've got the better exit out of the final corner. But how much fun was that? You know, of course, everyone wants to win a championship and, you know, everyone wants to win races. Just how much fun was it?
Yeah, it was quite fun. I had to learn this track. So I think in the second race I was more or less up to pace. And yeah, on the last lap I was thinking if I was going to send it or not on Chris, so Max couldn't catch us, but Max kept telling me to send it, so I did it on the outside, and it developed into that finish.
It's superb, mate. You know, again, just my hat goes off to all three of you. Exceptional stuff, mate. A really good performance, and yeah, I wish you the very best of luck for the rest of the championship. We'll see you in the next one.
See you.
So there was Diogo, and yeah, he just, you know, whether it be bad or good, mostly good, but you know when Diogo gets involved in any type of race finish, or if he's at the sharp end, it is going to be absolute fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. And he just proved it once again. Of course, a PES World Champion. But now we've got a Formula E 3-time World Champion. Again, we've got Mr. Max Verstappen. Max, talk through that finish. Oh my God.
That was quite crazy, wasn't it? I'm rewatching it like myself right now. I mean, I never thought that I would get a run in the first place in the last lap, but then yeah, things happen, and that was really cool. Those 15-minute races were really funny.
Yeah, they certainly were. Again, I think everyone was doing it in the right spirits, you know, sending it where you needed to keep people involved. But ultimately, that race finish, I think there's going to be a lot of people clipping that up. It's going to be all over social media, TikTok and whatnot, although I'm legally too old to be on TikTok. But ridiculous stuff. But as a whole, today we had 3 races. The format changed a little bit. You know, how do you think today went?
Very well. It was a lot of fun, a lot of good driving for most of it. Not too many shunts, I would say. And then, of course, the close racing just makes it a lot more fun.
Certainly does. Any plans for this evening to celebrate?
I don't know, mate. You tell me. I don't know. I really don't know. Little cool down first.
Well done, mate. Go and enjoy some food and have a drink,
Right.
mate. It's good.
Thank you.
So yeah, Max not quite able to get up into second spot there. 1,000th of a second behind Diogo Pinto. And while he was 100th of a second behind our eventual race winner, back to the top step of the podium, which is that beautiful, beautiful man. It's Christopher Lullum. The tongue came out so often today. It was glorious. You must be feeling wonderful.
Oh yeah. I was focusing there. That was a nice comeback from the reverse grid. What was it, P9? But yeah, Diogo was really, really respectful on the last lap and gave me the chance to the line. But what can I say? It's just like Daytona. It's domination again.
Because you are, the best redline driver, right?
Something like that.
I was just saying there, whenever Diogo's involved in a race finish at the sharp end, it's fireworks. Mostly good, but whether it be good or bad, it's always fireworks. And he proved once again to be the catalyst of an incredible finish. The gap in the end was 11 thousandths of a second between three of you, I believe.
Yeah.
I bet that looks a crazy photo.
Diogo and Max, I think they literally finished on the same time, according to iRacing. When you look on a replay, it's less than a centimeter between them. But that was quite something.
Oh, can you please get a screenshot of this so we can post it onto the social? Because that is absolutely outrageous. That's you in the championship lead, Chris. I know it's a bit of fun, but everyone no one's entering these races without trying to win. It's as simple as that. Are you feeling good going into the second half of the season?
Yeah, I think that's quite the lead. I'm guessing Max is second, right? In the championship?
I would imagine so, yeah. Quick maths is not my strong point, but yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, right. Well, I just have to keep beating him then, my rival.
Yeah, exactly that. Well done, mate. Congratulations. The best sim racer at Team Redline. I will put quotation marks around it. And we'll see you next time, bud.
See you later. Thanks.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My voice is, just hanging on by an absolute thread. We've had 4 races now in real races and never quit. What an incredible set of races we had today. We've had Max Verstappen winning 2 and Chris Lullum winning the 3rd race, and thus keeping hold of the championship lead. Let's have a check at what we've got coming up next time around for you. Oh, if I've got any breath back by then. With January the 30th, ladies and gentlemen, at 6 p.m. So next week, we've got the same cars again. So that's going to just be absolutely mind-blowing. But round 4 will be Dallara F3 at Virginia International Speedway. And then round 5 for the FIA F4 at Motorland Aragon. Ladies and gentlemen, please head to social media and please make sure that if you do find that picture of that race finish, that you share it absolutely everywhere. And as always, remember, real racers never quit.